It's Thursday, and you know what that means. It is IndyCar night on the Elite Racing Network. Hello again, everyone. I am Gary Gonzo. Welcome to Round 9 of the Elite Racing League's premier racing division, the P1 IndyCar Championship, as we come to you tonight from the streets of St. Pete for the inaugural running of the new track record podcast Grand Prix of St. Petersburg. As always, joining me in the booth is Luis Gonzalez Nunez. Luis, this is the start of the final stretch of the season. We race, or we will be in these cars if we're not racing, every week now between now and the end of the season at Gateway. The championship is hot as ever, but we are on to our third road course race of the season, a brand spanking new St. Petersburg course that has just been available on the iRacing service. A lot of these drivers have very little experience here. Some have some critical experience here, but it could be anyone's race tonight with a close championship with so many races to go in a row. These guys are going to be worn out at the end of this 5-week period.
Yeah, it was kind of excited race in Phoenix last time when Daniel Fockingham was fighting for the victory, and then the lap down put him down and finished on 14. Tyler 40 won the race, and like you mentioned, the championship is getting on fire because Tyler 40 is ahead, 27 points, and what a comeback to the last couple races we're gonna have in the league. With next week it's gonna be the GP, then the Indy 500, and then we finish in the Worldwide Technology Raceway. And really to have St. Petersburg once finally in iRacing is kind of good, because it's almost complete the schedule on the IndyCar, except Markham or exhibition places. Well, for sure it's not anymore. But we have here kind of difficult, to be honest. I really seen some people have an incident between turn 4 to 9, and the question is the break points, the first lap, how it's gonna be. So many questions, man. So many questions on this race. When the only person already raced in this circuit is unofficial. Is Daniel Fockingham. He finished on 5 or 6 in that race.
I think Hunter did too.
It was you mentioned that in the off, and well, what if maybe the strategy we can see him that good strategy over here, and maybe can pay off today.
There are the points on your screen. You got a good look at them. Tyler Fody with a 27-point lead over Daniel Fockingham, Ethan Stanley in third, Brian Blauman fourth, Hunter Ingrave in fifth, and all those names you're going to see at the top of the standings because they are among the fastest in practice leading into qualifying. Currently provisional qualifying underway. Chad Frankenfeld, Alexis Newsom not in the lineup tonight. Frankenfeld is in the lineup. Clindy, Schold, and Richie Hearn. Those are your driver points. Here are your rookie points. And, of course, Daniel Fockingham is the lead rookie with a pretty commanding lead, about a 2-race lead now over Alexis Newsom, Micah Mixer, Paul Mini Letters, Blybell Stock, Greenlee, Durazo, Stellard, and Jordan Decker. That is your top 10. Let's get you a little track map of how the action is going to look like here. And let me readjust this. This is so sized inappropriately. There you go. That is what St. Pete looks like. It is using part of a downtown airport, runway 25, and then they use the city streets of downtown St. Pete. 7 minutes, 9 seconds left in qualifying as we just have the first group out going for now. Second group will be out momentarily. Connor Nixon from down under, currently provisionally on the pole. Hunter Smith, your Indy 500 champion, is second. Justin Vandermarl, the guy that helps me with all these glorious points, he is currently provisionally third. Colin Heil fourth, and Victor Aldrich provisionally in fifth. Second group is going out now as you see them rolling. Here are your remaining schedule, as you talked about, Lewis. Here is your Champ Car schedule or your IndyCar Championship schedule, we are at, of course, right here, St. Petersburg. And then next week, we go to the Indianapolis Road Course. And then we go qualifying. And then we go racing for the Lucas Oil School of Racing Indy 500, the 16th running. And then we don't waste any time after that. There's no off week. There's no rest period or no nothing. We go to the final race of the season in Gateway. And right now, Lewis, at least it looks like we have 2 drivers, 3 drivers maybe, and the possibility that will be in the championship run for this remaining portion right here. But anything, we've seen it before. Anything can happen. And certainly with how we saw, you talked about it the last time we went to Long Beach, this Long Beach race, it had some interesting situation that cost Daniel Falkingham some points because he got in that battle with Ethan Stanley, and of course at the Phoenix Raceway he got caught up in lap traffic, and that cost him a win there, and that ultimately has cost him his lead in the championship.
No, even counting the black flag, the incident on the Auto Club or the Fontana race, when he lose a lot of points and Tyler 40 finished on 4th. So when Alexis Newsom finally won the race. So, man, I think that 3 races he did is gonna cost a lot of points. This race, next, who knows what's happened this race. Always in the street races, it's a kind of it's not gamble, but it's like 50-50. You can ask Ethan Stanley what has happened to him that day. So dominate the race and then incident on the middle of the track and gone Piñero on him. So Indianapolis, man, it's we don't have the crystal ball to know who's gonna win the race. It's always a surprise to have a new winner and a surprise winner on that day. So like Hunter Smith did the last time. So it's gonna be excited. These last 4 races here in ERL, especially remember the qualifying for the Indy 500 get points too. So 1 to 12 get points for the championship.
Brian Blauman goes to the top with a time of 1 minute 7.37. And in case you are wondering what the track record is, and I'll show you the track temperature here in just a moment. Scott McLaughlin has the existing track record with a time of 59.4. I don't know we will get quite that fast here with these cars and this set of drivers today, but that is your track record. Sebastian Bourdais has the kart record. Kart did race here 1 year. Back in 2003, he has a time of 1 minute 0.9. Between kart, the Champ Car World Series, IRL, and modern day NTT IndyCar Series, all the series combined have raced here 23 times. The first race was in 2003. St. Pete has been an early season staple on the yearly IndyCar schedule every year since 2005. Your most career IndyCar wins here at St. Pete, believe it or not, it's Elio Castro Neves. He has 3. Will Power, Seb Bourdais, Joseph Newgarden with an asterisk, and Alex Palou have 2. And Joseph Newgarden with the asterisk, he would have 3 if he didn't have his win revoked by stewards in the 2024 Push the Pass scandal. Of course, this is the site of the first ever Indy Racing League road course race that was won by Dan Weldon back in 2005. This is also the site of the first combined lineup of kart drivers and Indy Racing League drivers together after unification back in 2008. And Graham Rahal won that race. And when Graham Rahal actually won that race, he became at that time the youngest ever winner in IndyCar history, later to be eclipsed by Colton Herta. And then we wanted to mention that Scott Dixon of Hoverbuddy, who has won here, he has never won here. So this is one of those races that is still eluding the second all-time winningest driver in IndyCar history on his resume. So we will be watching in future races, see if Scott Dixon can ever get a win here at St. Pete. 1:40 left to play. It is Brian Blauman currently on the provisional pole. Falkingham 4,500 right behind him. Stanley A tenth of a second behind Blauman. Fody in fourth, your points leader. And Connor Nixon in that first group, still hanging tough, P5, as that first group of drivers normally kind of falls at the bottom. Connor Nixon looking like he might pull out a pretty good start here, Lewis.
Yeah, Connor Nixon, yeah, we really see Nixon have a really good breaking point. I see, you remember, in Portland, they have a good result over there. Even in the short tracks, they have a good driving in between corners. So I think Connor Dixon is going to be nice over there between, talking about the poleman and the second for now. I don't see, it's 47 seconds remain, 45 between Daniel and Brian Bloman in the gap between each other. So that's really close. Ethan Stanley 110 behind all these three guys. So now Hunter and Grave 93 100 in third
wow.
position.
Yeah, we are right on one top of one another here in these times. Remember, Blauman and Falkingham started on the front at Silverstone earlier in the season, and that was a thrilling battle between those two until finally Falkingham was able to pull away and distance himself from Blauman in that race and to go on and get the win. If you're enjoying the Elite Racing Network's coverage of the Elite Racing League's P1 IndyCar Championship and respect the stream, please do us a solid. Make sure you support us by subscribing, and while you're at it, don't forget to smash like and click the bell so to miss out on future ERN broadcasts.
Was Blumman, Brian Blumman, the DC wheel?
That was Hunter Ingrave at Long Beach, where he was leading, yes.
Okay. I was confused with Blumman on that day. Oh. You don't want to have a DC in between the corners.
No.
Jesus.
Blauman ups his pole time at the end. He improves it as flying laps are going to count here. As we are now in the overlap. Falkingham full sends it into the first corner.
I think Justin is the last one. There's no more people on the track now.
And we will go official here in about 14 seconds. The Elite Racing League's Pole Award is sponsored by 4D Racewear. Check out their line of made-for-sim racing gloves, shoes, and apparel. Visit them today at 4dracewear.com or click on the link in today's stream description. And the winner, pole winner of today's event is going to be Brian Blauman, who puts himself in another pole position this season. And we talked about this before with Brian Lewis. He's got the pace now in qualifying. He just needs to back it up with a race performance, and he's yet to do that. Could today be that day? 100 laps ahead of him. It's a long race, but could Brian Blauman get that long-awaited first win tonight?
Yeah, actually, it's really tough when you be on the front and leading the first lap. It is difficult. I've been in that situation when you're really, especially in the road course. I remember one day I leading the field in the first position on the road course, and it's rather tough because you don't know what is what is gonna do the second place, and I know Daniel's gonna go for everything to take the position right away.
Let's get into tonight's starting lineup here for the new track record Grand Prix of St. Petersburg, and besting the kart track record here, Brian Blauman. Remember, the kart track record is a time of 1:09 set by Seb Bourdais back in 2003 when they measured this place slightly differently. They measured it at 1.806 miles. We're measuring this place at 1.8 miles. So keep that in mind. But Blauman with a 1:06, Falkingham with a 1:07, Ingrave with a 1:08, and Stanley with a 1:08. And then we kind of have a bit of a fall off. Go to Gavin Hibbs, who does have pace on the road courses. He is lined up in row 3 with Tyler Fody, our points leader. Then we got Connor Nixon and Ryan Schold. Ryan says he might be on a different pit strategy tonight. We will talk about those here momentarily. Then we got our Indy 500 champions from previous years past, Hunter Smith and Chad Frankenfeld, teammates, back on row 5. Justin Vandermaal, Craig Forsyth in row 6, Colin Heil, Richie Hearn in row 7, Aldrich and Rexing row 8, Cullen and Clindy row 9, Hobson and Herrick in row 10. I see a lot of Little Eagle drivers up in the top 10 and top 20 here, so they definitely came to play tonight. And now we got Camargo and Stock in row 11, Primetime John Stellard, our Indy 500 pole sitter, Chris Albrecht back in row 12, Reblis and Pocock, Massey and Greenlee running out the remainder of this 14-car field. And I think, is Nick Massey actually racing tonight? Okay, so that is an official entry. I wasn't sure if that was a race steward. And Falkingham is falling to the back.
You have a penalty.
This is a race penalty.
After the incident on Phoenix, he is penalty because the incident that day with the car down. I guess it's because the causing control. Yeah, that's what the race control said. The car contact causing several damage to the other competition under the yellow flag conditions. So that's happened on Phoenix, lap 245 for Daniel.
That is your, we got a nice starting field here today. 28 cars. About kind of what started here in the real IndyCar race earlier this season.
Still a big top.
As we are working our way through the back portion of this course, and they will come out onto the main straightaway, which is runway 25 here at the downtown airport. It's not one of those airports that you would fly Delta or Southwest into. It's an executive airport with the small jets and small planes. Much like Burke Lake Vernon Airport was. Burke Lake Vernon Airport was actually a executive airport as well.
Somebody. John Stellar just forgot to brake. He went straight on turn 10.
Getting ready to go green on runway 25. The green flag is ready to come out. Ethan Stanley, Brian Blauman on the front row for the inaugural running of the new track record podcast Grand Prix of St. Petersburg as we go into one.
Dixon make the pass and gaining almost 2 positions. My God, this is gonna be tough. This one.
To the inside of Hunter voting. Oh, getting close through there, and we're on the caution.
Man.
We have a caution
as
Liam Cullen and Clindy. Back in, let's see, this is turns 2, 3 area.
John, Richie Hearn also too was involved. It was Richie Hearn don't have any chance to make more space. And Clindy tried to turn it, but too close to Richie Hearn.
Let's see what happens here. And, Clindy got taken out, and then Cullen kind of comes into him. And other cars, oh, wow, right in front of Falkingham in that blue car.
Oh, my God. Woof. It was nice break on the Daniel. Huh?
Let's check it out from Clindy's point of view. Watching here from the P1 airship. And 4 wide into the corner. And that's Richie Hearn on the outside in that blue and aqua and black car. That's A.J. Hobson in the yellow submarine, and just contact at a very narrow part of the racetrack. And it looks like Hobson made it through. I'm not sure how much damage he has. Stellard makes it through. Albrecht makes it through. Everyone else made it through. The only 2 involved in that incident appears to be Liam Cullen, and we'll go back and watch this from Liam Cullen's point of view on the in-car camera. And again, just showing you how narrow the concrete canyons here are at St. Petersburg. And this is very typical of street courses, whether it be Detroit, whether it be Long Beach, whether it be Montreal. It's always like this, and you go bouncing off the course. And that is a steward-controlled yellow flag. So we are under caution now through a steward's yellow flag. That is not a iRacing yellow flag, but watch this. We're riding from the perspective of Liam Cullen, who's currently back in 24th right now after this incident. He might just be able to get a new nose, but we'll see as Clinty goes up the outside, and then, wow, getting really close. There's A.J. Hobson up the inside into the turn 1 braking area. That's Richie Hearn in the 70 to the outside. Oh, Clinty, there's someone there. Oh, someone to my inside. 3 wide on a road course. You don't want to hear that on your spotter. And poor Liam, just kind of nowhere to go. No one, I don't see anyone, any takers to pit road. Jim Herrick possibly coming to pit road, but nobody coming to pit road to top off those tanks. And I thought this might be a time. Now, unlike, Lewis, we talked about this in the pre-race, unlike the real IndyCar race where they had to do 2 stints on the red tires, they only have to do 1 stint on the red tires here in iRacing. And the reason because of that is that 2-stint rule is an IndyCar only rule, and it's not written into the iRacing code yet. We might see that in a future release. So they have to change their compounds at least once. And so I'm surprised that no one just decided not to come. And I think we saw something very similar maybe 2 years ago at Long Beach, a very early caution, and then we saw Joseph Newgarden come to pit road almost immediately to get off the reds onto the primes. I thought we might see that here today, but we're not quite seeing that right now. Actually, Camargo, Albrecht, and Hobson all coming to pit road, I think, to get off those tires.
Yeah, you know what? To be honest, in this condition on the track and how difficult it is and how difficult it is for the first time over here, for one of the top 10 coming to the pit and change the strategy, it's kind of difficult because we really see what is happening with one incident could be involved 5 or 6, so it's kind of difficult in there. So for sure, Camargo and Albrecht is on the back. They come into the pits and they change the tires. So they are good to go maybe to the end. Good to go for the tires.
For the tires, yeah. Tonight's inaugural running of the New Track Record podcast from the Grand Prix, New Track Record program. If I can talk. Inaugural running of the New Track Record podcast, Grand Prix of St. Petersburg, is sponsored by the New Track Record podcast. Join hosts Caleb Hatch and Justin Kinney every week as they bring you the latest IndyCar news and rumors, from race-by-race breakdowns to the hottest off-season rumors. This is the place to keep you in the know. Listen on all major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Green flag is out, and we're back underway here at lap 4.
Nixon lose the point control on the brake point. Sorry.
Gavin Hibbs is in the runoff area.
Yeah, he lose the brake point. I think Gabby Gibbs make a void defending.
He's trying to get moving, and he's stuck back there, and he'll want to probably come around and get a repair done. But yeah, he has to kind of almost Austin Power that thing a little bit, and he's just going to get a tow. So another incident in turn 1, but we're still green flag racing. Vlauman, Stanley, Ingrave, Hunter Smith, Fody, and Ryan Schold as your top 6 right now as we're coming around for the completion of lap 4, coming to lap 5.
I like the way that Brian Bloman restarted. I like the way that good for the race control. Don't give it to nothing to him. So fastest lap 102 flat for Brian. So Conor Nixon don't have a damage, so he forgiven. Oh, we have a car on the wall. Is Victor
Aldrich. Right after turn 1 and 2 area, as he just needs to hold his line because it gets very narrow through there. We've seen real-world IndyCar races in calamity there for a number of drivers. In fact, early this year, Mick Schumacher was about that area where his race ended. Actually, it was right about here, actually, but you know what I'm meaning. It's these concrete canyons here, at least on this end of the racetrack, very narrow, and it funnels up very quickly. Lap 5 of 100.
Oh, Justin Barrymore, I have the wheel. Oh my God, hit the wall, and he's done. I think he hit on turn. This is turn 10. Oh, he forgot to brake. I don't see he forgot, but he lost the brake point for him.
Smacks the wall. I think where Will Power smacked the wall during practice for this year's race. And that is going to be day done with the right front not in an optimal state.
Connor Dixon, I follow Connor Dixon after the incident. He's going to follow Danny fucking from now. Danny's in 9th. And he's going for Craig Forsyth in 8th. Oh my God, that pass on turn between... Jesus, man. It is difficult, man.
Yeah.
I think when you try to survive inside the track and come in this fastest car, and you just wanna be on the track, it's impossible. And you give it all of the chance to make the pass, but it's still difficult, still tough for people like, for example, Craig Forsyth. He wanna just survive on the track and make points on the track.
And Daniel Falkingham, he is up. Remember, he started provisionally started up front, but had to fall to the back of the pack, and he is currently now back up to 8th spot. So he is stalking Chad Frankenfield. And if you're joining me on my Facebook page, this is just a test stream, a multi-stream over to my Facebook page. Make sure to subscribe to our channel over on P1 Broadcasting over on YouTube. If you're catching this and liking it, we're just doing a test stream to see how multi-streaming works with our gear. So far, I'm watching it on my phone. It seems to be okay as Falkingham goes to the inside of Frankenfeld and now picks up another position. Move him up to 7th, but he has himself a bit of a gap now that he needs to reel in Ryan Scholl in 6th.
Yeah, he last lap did 101.9. Then Ryan Schulz and Hunter Smith 102.8 or 9. And then coming Tyler 40 with 101. So, Jesus, it's coming fast. Daniel, it is fast. Let's see what happens with the next lap, but it's coming for finish of on the top 3 for now.
And here are about what we can expect as we now see Connor Nixon attacking Frankenfield, trying to pick up some of those positions that Nixon lost there at the start. But stint-wise, here's what you can expect here tonight. Here at St. Pete as Nixon gets on by Frankenfield. So Frankenfield down 2 spots here in about 2 laps. I don't think anyone can do a one-stopper unless we have lots of caution. Now, unlike the IIS race here, the iRacing or the IndyCar iRacing series that we did a couple of weeks ago over on P1, their top split race, they had no cautions in that race. So there was those are only iRacing controlled cautions. The cautions here for this particular race are steward control, human controlled. So there's actually someone hovering over a caution button, so to speak. We might see more caution here later tonight. But in the IIS race, there were no cautions. So I don't expect anyone to do a one-stopper here, which is pitting at lap 50. And they'll be done. If they just watch. And there's another caution.
Chris Albrecht. Oh, it's another car's in pole.
Primetime John Stellard and Victor Aldrich.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
See John Stellard.
Nice eyes of the race controls, to be honest. It's a lot to do on this track, but nice eyes.
Let's see what happened. We go back a little in time, and we see what happened to our Indy 500 pole sitter from a season ago. And brake bias issue, just the back end comes around, and poor John Stellard, no place to go. Just no place to go. In fact, he just goes long, not to hit anything. And, and then Chris Albrecht kind of moves forward a little bit and collects Victor. But Victor looks like he's forgiven. Stellard snakes his way around Greenlee, and the Porsche throwback works his way around. So just one car really involved in the incident, and our second caution of the day. So this is interesting. This goes back to what I was talking with strategy. A two-stop strategy would be stopping at lap 33, 34, somewhere in there for the first window, and then 66, 68, and then that should get you home. And now a two-stop strategy with 2 stints of yellow under our belt might actually be a plausible strategy at this point. I suspect everyone will still do a 3-stopper, which is very mathematically very easy here, 25, 50, 75, and you'll get you home. I suspect now a 2-stopper is becoming more and more of a reality if somebody wants to try it. Before the IIS race, because of the driver pool in that race, the pace was so high that someone on a 2-stopper couldn't really quite match the driver pace up front, so they would fall to the back. And like the pole sitter in that particular race was on a 2-stopper, he finished 5th, whereas everyone that started around him in that race did a 3-stopper, and they finished well ahead of him in the order. Same thing for Daniel Falkenham. He attempted a 2-stopper in that race, and he ended up bailing on that and going to a 3-stopper. So now do we see a 2-stopper with 2 stints of yellow under our belt? It's a possibility. Do we see any more come to pit road this time? A.J. Hobson pitted last car in the highest of the order that's pitted. He pitted on lap 3. We are now at lap 11. Do we see anyone else make that turn down pit road?
Interesting question. To be honest, for example, Brian is. I thought he's gonna come into the pit, but nope. Yeah, I think it could be Tyler Ford is coming to the pit. Hunter and Graven to the pit. So
interesting. And Daniel Falkenham decides to come into the pits, and a lot. The interesting one here, is going to be Richie Hearn. No, Richie Hearn stays out. Excuse me. The interesting one, I thought it was Richie Hearn and his teammate Craig Forsyth. Forsyth coming in. Forsyth is analytical in how he approaches some of these races and does like to execute the strategy. And to see him coming down pit road for the stop makes me wonder that this might now be a 2-stop worthy event.
Interesting. That's a good thing about to have a yellow flag and getting involved about the strategy and the stuff. So that makes it more interesting than the green flag race. So I don't know. I guess it's very good because we have a different strategy between the leaders, what is Stanley and Hunter Smith and Lohman, and then we come in with the Tyler 40. I think he's the leader of the second strategy. Tyler 40 and Daniel Falkenham on the second strategy leader.
So I'm just trying to do some more production work in the background here. Oh. There you go. But, getting a little inside baseball for everybody.
Oh.
Getting ready to go green this time by a pace car, or I guess in this case, do we want to call it the safety car? IndyCar racing, they typically call it the pace car, but the safety car lights are out. He will exit the racetrack. We'll go back to green. Field is under the command of Brian Blauman, and you talked about it. First car that pitted is Tyler Fode in P11. Right here.
Yeah, don't count Rexin and Gene Herrick because it was for damage.
And coming off the corner, up to speed immediately, Hunter Smith taking a shot to the inside around Victor Aldrich. That's Nigel Camargo, who is down in the order. but he gets on by. And then in front of Hunter Smith, who's currently third, is Liam Cullen, who was involved in that early incident. So he gets on by, but the two leaders start to pull away.
My God, Jerry Rexit almost have send it out to Daniel Fockingham in the turn 2. Save it! What a save, man! You have a contact.
Yeah, we watch Rexy get wide there in the corner, and Falkingham was to his inside. And now Fody, who's there's a contact. Wow, Fody's ahead of all that. So now we're going to watch the battle that's going to have championship point implications. Fody and Falkingham 10th and 11th on the racetrack. Right in front of him, Jim Herrick 9th. And caution on the racetrack again.
John Stellar, Peter Aldrich, Cal Clendy's involved also too. I see Clendy, but I think it's more on the back. There is Peter Aldrich and Clendy. Oh, Peter Aldrich lose the control, the car. That's why.
We're watching Victor Aldrich. Yeah, we're going to watch the replay centered on him as they start to make their way down the backstretch. And he just comes around the corner, does a little bit of a goose of the throttle. Here comes Stellar, just misses him. But Clendy, spears him right there. And Reblis goes around. So Clendy, one of our points leaders in the top 10, having a rough day. And he has a hard enough time on road courses. He's definitely looking forward to the road course portion of the schedule being over. We have one more road course race after this at the Indy GP, and then two ovals to finish up the season. And he's looking forward to those ovals at Indy and Gateway now.
So I want to say it's no compare, but people thinking about it. The people don't know about IndyCar. They think about it. Monaco is a kind of difficult to race. But you can see here the street course of the St. Petersburg is bumpy. The turn is sharp. When you turn in, it's bumpy also too, and also when you put the throttle, it's bumpy. That's really difficult. How these guys try to keep it in track. We thought Long Beach is difficult. We never have so many yellows in one race in the street course. And
not since we've been covering races. This is actually now a street course record for us.
Yeah,
Hunter Smith comes to pit road for a scheduled stop, and he had left front wing plane damage that got snapped back into place, but he has changed to the prime tires, so at least as far as tire changing is done, in terms of meeting the regs, he will definitely, at some point next time he stops, they'll put on another set of tires, but in terms of changing compounds, he is done to the regs, so he goes to the back of the order. He doesn't have to change any more tires in terms of compounds for the remainder of the race.
Yeah, somebody say so sorry to Hunter. I tried to find it where it was the incident, but I cannot find it. And nope, I don't know what. Wasn't a restart maybe? I guess it wasn't a restart in the lab when happened all this incident with Hunter and the front wing problem.
Lights are still on the pace car. We're at least going to go another lap. And while we're doing that, it's probably a good idea to get some ads in from our sponsors. So let's do that. Stand by. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the new track record Grand Prix of St. Petersburg, the inaugural running. Currently, your leaders, Brian Blauman, Ethan Stanley, and Ryan Schultz, your top three. Don't go anywhere. Here are some words from our sponsors.
The Lucas Oil School of Racing. Simply stated, we are the professional ranks where the quality of the equipment often dictates the outcomes, and all of our cars are designed to perform and race as close as humanly possible. None of our competitors will have an advantage from engineering tactics. Rather, you will compete on a completely level field with a score of immensely talented up-and-coming drivers, all pushing each other to reach their new heights in their respective pursuit in becoming a professional race car driver. Every year, our top-performing graduates move on to the professional racing ladders of IndyCar, F1, and IMSA. Whether drivers compete in 1 or 2 seasons of our series, when they are ready to move on, they are ready to move. The training you receive in our school is an unmatched, unforgettable, first-class education combining the very best racing instruction and education.
Right now, at Tom Bolin Ford, we're offering X-Plan pricing for everyone. Yes, you heard me right, everyone. That means every customer can take advantage of special pricing normally reserved for employees of Ford partner companies. And all you have to do is walk through the door at Tom Bolin Ford. And it gets even better. Also receive a Bolin lifetime powertrain warranty, giving you long-term confidence for the miles ahead. Unbeatable pricing, lifetime protection, and a huge selection waiting for you right now. Only at Tom Bolin Ford in Hannibal. Heck of a deal, ain't it?
We are back, getting ready to go green here at lap 16, coming to 17 of 100. Actually in our third caution. So now, I keep talking about it, the two-stop strategy might actually become a thing now, so we'll see. I think a lot of these drivers are staying out just to pick up some track position. Certainly the Little Eagle guys have, as they occupy most spots, a lot of spots in the top 10. Going green this time by the Lake Norman teammates of Blauman and Stanley. Take off 1 and 2 into turn 1.
The way he restarted is like no surprise anymore for Ethan and Stanley, especially with Ryan Scholl in third position. So they already knew, but it's good to have a kind of that restart and don't everyone start to braking and have a big incident even crossing to the turn 1.
Tyler Fode getting around Victor. Oh, that's Nigel Camargo. And so, and Falkingham did not want to wait. He forced the issue as well. Next up for Fode is Nigel Stock is in 7th. Again, this battle between Fode and Falkingham in 8th and 9th. Championship implications right here. This is 1st and 2nd in the points coming into today's race. 27-point lead by Tyler Fode. Tyler Fode is finished on the podium. Brian Blauman, purple lap again, a 1:09. Tyler Fode has finished on the podium just about every season for the last 4 seasons, never finishing worse than 3rd. Still looking for that long sought-after championship. The inside of Stock. Now does Falkingham force the issue? Stock gives the room, and yes, Falkingham is not going to let Fode escape with any buffer whatsoever.
Well, I think Daniel just followed Tyler Fode to come into the front. They know they are leading the second strategy, and that's a good strategy actually, to be honest. Because if we still we finish in yellow, in green, it could be a good strategy for these two guys. So I think for Daniel, it's like, you know what, you have the same pace than me, you push. I want to follow
Fode
back.
missed the final corner, and now we're going to have a drag race down the landing strip here. The landing strip turns into a drag strip. Defending to the inside, Tyler Fode going into 1, and on the outside, is he going to take the long way around? Falkingham locks the brakes up. They're still side by side as they go through 1 and 2.
What a nice mistake on Tyler Fode, but I think Daniel also make a mistake blocking the tires and the braking.
And that battle now goes back to where it was before Fode missed the braking zone. Let's bring back the track map. That was at turn 16, where he kind of missed it up. Turns 15 and 16. This is one continuous turn. This is a 16-turn temporary road course that integrates into the streets and the airport here downtown St. Pete.
I think I have to say this. I think I'm gonna make a thought. Maybe I'm gonna send you to race lap, because in mine it showed me lap 9 and then 10, 14, and that's it. So you say 16. Or no?
What's that?
You said it's how many turns we have St. Petersburg?
The race lap apps, is 14. 13 and 14 are the last two. Sorry. I don't know why.
Oh, I think
I'm thinking. Sorry, I'm thinking of obviously another track. I'm committed to memory. This again, new track. This is a brand new track on the iRacing service. It's only been out for a couple of weeks, and for a lot of leagues, this is the first time they're using it. This is the first ever Elite Racing League race here. No other series has been here before. So we're riding with Falkingham. Yeah, it's a 14-turn temporary workhorse. We're doing 100 laps, 180 iRacing miles tonight, or about 400 kilometers. And that first window for pit stops should be opening up here in about lap 33 or 34. So we're still a little ways from that.
Brian Blowman just... I don't know if he's done slightly save fuel or something like that, or just Brian is going for everything and no save fuel, but it's 3 seconds. 3.4 ahead.
Yeah.
Craig Forsyth yellow. Yeah, Craig Forsyth.
Caution,
Yeah,
Forsyth at the
that's it.
round. Oh, Greenlee as we rejoin Forsyth in his in-car as we are under caution. And it's we're going to go back a little bit further than normal, but he's in line, and he gets around stock.
Oh.
Mark Rebelus has a black flag for some reason. I may be passing under caution.
It's an incident. No, they have some incident with somebody, and race control give you a black flag for that incident.
So there's Craig Forsyth here in the blue Forsyth, classic Forsyth Racing livery. And we'll see what happens to him. I think he's kind of the same place we've seen people where the brake bias has kind of caught him out in the back end. Just kind of comes right around the front end. Yep, and here it is. You're in the kind of the process of turning, and A.J. Hobson into him. A.J. Hobson punts him out of the way. Stock comes to a complete stop. Oh! Hunter Smith gets caught back in the traffic back there and runs into the back of Stock, I think, and he's going to have to get a new front wing unless he's forgiven. And right now, Forsyth needs to, try to somehow swing that car around.
This is the fourth caution of the day. Fourth one.
So does Blauman, Stanley, Schuld, Frankenfeld, Hearn, Heil, do they decide to come to pit road? Any one of those guys? They have not stopped yet. And they're going to stay out. They're going to keep their track position right now. So I think they're going to go. I think they're going to go until their tanks are dry. Although here comes Hunter Ingrave. And it looks like the wing has snapped back into place for Hunter Smith. He is forgiven, but Hunter Ingrave coming to pit road. Maybe to throw on another set of tires. Winner a season ago at Road America. Ethan Stanley.
You know what? All of these yellows helped to Fody and Daniel. Pay off about the strategy they did, and it works. Now they still in top 10, but it's about the time they're going to come into the top 5 and 3, close to Ethan and Ryle.
Looks like I was corrected in chat. It says 180 miles, about 290 kilometers. I don't know why. I still have, that must be an old note there, 400 kilometers. We can get rid of that. Must have copied it over from a previous entry. But there are no fast repairs tonight, no tire limits, although you do have to change the compound. 45 mile per hour pit road speed limit. No lucky dogs, no green-white checker because this is IndyCar racing and we don't do that here. No fast repairs, no tire limits, as I mentioned. And this is the inaugural race here at St. Pete's. I'm sure we will see it on future schedules. as we see Falkingham and Tyler Fode trying to burn off some anxious energy in the back by weaving their cars. Not a lot of advantage in trying to scrub the tires here. I think this is just a lot of nervous energy. This doesn't really translate into the sim as it does in real life. And pace car is off. Brian Blauman lags behind. He's going to get a bit of a run and then immediately accelerates. Coming off the corner, back green flag, lap 24. Coming to 25, or 23 coming to 24. Excuse me, and now it's Blauman, Stanley, Schultz, excuse me, Frankenfeld, and Hearn. Oh,
I got Tyler Fode.
Tyler Fode to the inside of Colin Heil, and he wants that position, and so does Falkingham. They're too wide behind him. Oh, if one of them missed the braking zone, Falkingham to the inside with Fode. That door shuts. Here comes Nixon. Falkingham's got to be careful of Nixon.
The way Nixon's braking, it is kind of scary because he's getting super close to the guy on the front. But he made the pass on Rexin, and now he's getting close to all of these guys.
Oh, and he just sends it into the final corner. Now a big drag race off the corner. We'll give you an update on push to pass here very shortly, and allow you to explain also when we talk about push to pass, the hybrid situation, kind of a unique hybrid situation we have tonight. Here is the push to pass situation. This is Blauman has used it just moderately. 177 seconds left. Stanley has not touched the button at all. Neither has Schold, which makes me think those two guys are saving fuel. Frankenfeld's used it for 10 seconds. Hearn has not touched the button. Heil has not touched the button. Fode has barely touched the button. Falkingham has barely touched the button. So not a lot of use of the push to pass, but the hybrid situation is different than before. There's apparently a lot more hybrid power than what they're used to normally. Explain that.
I think, Joel, I watching Craig Forsyth broadcasting. He talking about that. He said, how are we going to use the push to pass? Because we can use the hybrid. We have from 14 to 1 to use the hybrid, and then we have turn 1, 2, 3 to regen, and then we have use it between 3 to 4, turn 3 or 4.
Connor Nixon to the inside of Falkingham, and he clears Daniel Falkingham, and now move Connor Nixon up to 8th. So apparently you can. There is no limit to your hybrid power that you can use, as long as you have a charged battery. But apparently you can charge the battery pretty easily here with this course.
Yeah, it is fast, and especially in this section between the 4 to 9, when you're braking goes slow, and then you can use it whatever you want, and then it's coming turn 10 to 14 when you're regen again to use it in the main straight.
Connor Nixon on the alternate tires. In fact, your first 4, and you can see that on our timing and scoring screen right here. You will see the first 4 in the order there with the red triangles here. That means they are on the red sidewall softer compound tire. Nixon on the same thing as well. If you see these black triangles here, that means they're on the prime tire. Then he goes on by Tyler Fode,
my God.
and Falkingham tries to sneak on by, but Fode not having it.
That was close, man. Could be Tyler Fode saving fuel. That's why Nixon passed him, and he started to make a gap for, what is the gap now? 3/10. No, 1 second between each other, between Nixon and Fode.
I tell you what, Brian Blauman, we have not talked much about him other than setting purple laps and starting on the pole and pulling away. And he is pulling away again, 2.5 seconds in front of his teammate, Ethan Stanley.
Yeah, it's getting fast. I mentioned that when before the yellow flag, it was at 3 point something ahead.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking about it. Ethan Stanley maybe saving fuel to
Connor,
make that,
Connor around Colin Heil, by the way, and move Connor out up to 6th.
he's going just, man. He don't want to save a fuel. He don't want to play with that. Even with the damage he had on the first incident, he was involved. He want to just play. He have 150 seconds in the push to pass.
And that is actual Logitech sponsorship. I was talking, Connor was sending me a message and talking about the new sponsorship that they have with Logitech. So I asked, how'd you land that? And he goes, I don't know, I'm just a driver. So that's with his team.
But, oh yeah, that's why everything is black and Logitech on the front, but it should be more colorful.
I'm sure that they'll probably have a nice livery for Indianapolis here in a couple of weeks. Falkingham in striking position of Foti. He is there, but not close enough. Presents the nose just briefly. Foti now needing to reel in Colin Heil.
You know what? I really surprised is in who's racing in 4th position now, Chad Frankenfeld. I don't want to jinx him, but they're pretty good in 4th position over there. When I talked to him, he almost lost the control in one of the turns. But yeah, pretty good on him. He have it in the top 5, but it's coming Colin Nixon in behind at 6/10.
There's Chad right there in the 15, former Indy 500 champion here in the series. He's a bit of a dry spell since then as Connor Nixon gets there. Chad's going to say probably not known for his road course and street course racing, but putting on a good show here today. Connor Nixon to the inside, sends it. Move Connor Nixon now up into the top side, inside the top 5 in the 4th.
Maybe because the compound he used, he have 14 with the soft tires. I think when I mentioned soft tire there, and that's why maybe it's faster in the corners and
the cars that he's passing are 30 laps old tires. So I mean they're looking to make a pit stop here soon. And remember that 2-stop window is going to open here in about 3 to 4 laps.
Yeah, I'm surprised how Daniel and Foti don't pull from the position they are now. And I assume they save a fuel to the end, but it's about the jellos and about the track is still dangerous for everyone. So, for example, Nigel Stock have this big incident on turn 9 to 10. He just lose the control in between the corners and gone. So could be every happen in this track between now to the end.
26 cars have started. Currently have 19 cars still running. The top 16 are still on the, actually now top 15 are on the lead lap as John Steller, last car on the lead lap. Reblis just got passed by our leader, Brian Blauman, and he is now 1 lap down. Motorsports photojournalist, Mark Reblis. Brian Blauman rocking that
Daniel Falkingham
Interscope.
Side almost. Oh.
Livery. There we go. Falkingham back, and he's in the draft, and he's going to get stabbed to the inside. Tyler Foti, championship implications. He sends it, and a little bit of tire smoke, and he finally gets that position around Tyler Foti. Move Daniel Falkingham up to 8th, and now finally gaining on points a little bit in Tyler Foti now at this point in the race.
Yeah, both of them in the push to pass deploy, and both of them blocking the tires in the braking point. So.
Big wreck coming around the corner, and it's caught everybody, and we are under caution, and as it involved Chad Frankenfield, and the racetrack is blocked.
Connor Dixon is involved, so too. I told you, 5 cars involved in this incident, 6 cars involved. I see 6 cars with the meatball flag.
Well, we need to see what happened, and
Mark Robles lose the control on the car.
he comes around the corner. We'll remove the track map. This is in, I'm not quite sure what corner this is.
This is 8th or 9th.
And he does the right thing. He holds the line. He knows he can't go. Now he starts to move, but here comes Connor Nixon. He wheels into it. Here comes Frankenfield. He wheels into it. This is Richie Hearn. He kind of forces away Heil now, but Falkingham in it. Tyler Fode's in it. Here comes Hunter Ingrave is in it. This is huge implications. A ton of meatball flags currently showing.
Yeah, 6 meatball flag I seen. So I see Mark Robles, Connor Dixon, Chad, Richard Hearn, Colin Heil, Daniel Falkingham, and Tyler Fode with the meatball flag.
All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a break. We'll come right back. We're going to reset the field. I assume Blauman, Stanley, and Schultz are going to come to pit road. But we're going to see what type of damage can be repaired for Falkingham, Connor Nixon, Tyler Fode, as big-time championship implications happening. And right in that corner, you said it was corner 6?
Corner 8 to 9.
Corner 8 and 9 on the racetrack. So we will pick you right back up after the lead. You're watching the new track record Grand Prix of St. Petersburg, the inaugural running, as we are lap 33. And here come your leaders to pit road. Stand by. We'll be right back.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Blue Egg Marketing. Rev up your business with Blue Egg, your marketing pit crew. Turbocharge your lead generation with experienced drivers that can navigate the competitive track to connecting with your customers. With Blue Egg, you're always in the pole position, leading your brand towards victory lane. So don't spin your wheels, accelerate success with Blue Egg, fueling small businesses to win big.
Tickets are on sale now for the 10th Bommarito Automotive Group 500 at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Sunday, June 7th features 3 huge races. The USAC Classic, Firestone Indy next, and the only Sunday night prime time NTT IndyCar Series race. Enjoy a weekend of cars, concerts, camping, food, and fun. The stars of the Indy 500 are coming to St. Louis. Get your tickets now and save big at www.raceway.com.
Green flag back out at lap 34 of 100. Stanley, who beat out Brian Blauman on pit road, now assumes the lead. Blauman second, Schultz third, Rexing fourth, Hunter Smith in fifth, and Craig Forsyth is in sixth. But a whole host of championship implications sitting on pit road with Falkingham, Fode, Connor Nixon, mainly Falkingham and Tyler Fode, championship implications with meatball flags, and they are now down a lap waiting on repairs to be completed so they could get back out and try to get one more lap up on one another so they can get a position.
Yeah, we only have 12 cars in the track. If you see from 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16, they are on the pit road making repairs. Includes 18 and 19 cars, so in the position. So only 10 cars in the lead lap included the Aldrich in 17 with the 3 laps down.
Blauman, okay. Blauman was going to try to send it to the inside. Blauman decided to go with the red tires again. Stanley has gone to the prime, so at this point, theoretically, Blauman should be faster than Stanley, at least in tire compound choice.
Yeah, that's why he made a breaking point. It was really close. Again, this is turn 8, 9, and going to the 10. Doing with this faster turn to the left. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a time when Brian is gonna make the pass and take the lead back. And yes, he need to push because I think with the grid with the people we have in the track, I think. Oh, it disappeared. Here we go. Here it is, Stanley. Maybe it's gonna finish on green the race and push to pass Brian. Going for the
he's going to take a shot to the inside, going into one with his teammate. Remember Rule 1, the prime directive for racing your teammate? Thou shalt not wreck your teammate. And he clears him back to the lead. Blauman picks back up the points. Ethan Stanley now follows the second, and now a distant third still is Ryan Schold. And he is battling Jared Rexing. Craig Forsyth, who's had an adventuresome race, has improved himself up the fifth. Rexing, believe it or not, he has a win here in the series a while ago. He's a bit of a win drought for him, but he is up 12 spots. He is one of your biggest gainers of this race. Forsyth is in fifth, and Hunter Ingrave, who's had a bit of an adventuresome race too, with at least one new nose, maybe multiple. He is in sixth. Hunter Smith, who has been through a little bit of bumper cars in the back after giving up that track position, coming to pit road for an earlier stop under an earlier caution. He's seventh. Jim Herrick is in eighth. Primetime John Stellard is in ninth, and Nigel Camargo has improved to 10th.
Yeah, so surprise Craig Forsyth on 5. We're talking about just surviving on the track, and that's what he did. So he's surviving, and now he's in 5. Jared Rexing with a couple of incidents in there. Now he's in 4th, and John Stellar also too. Even in the formation lap, he have an incident. He got the EOL, and now he's in top 10 in 9. So pretty impressive. The switch you have in your mind, just surviving and don't get involved in that kind of hard incident.
Yeah, right now, some of these drivers are looking at their best finish of the season. And really, there's certain drivers, I would say, like the top 5, top 6 for sure. We'll throw Hunter Smith in there as well. He's an accomplished driver. He has a win here in the series. Some of these drivers, they have the skill set to do well on these style races. Other guys are still learning the car, are not really known for being road course racers. They're kind of in a position that if they take a drive to survive mentality and strategy, just to coin a phrase from the YouTube, from the Netflix show, they're looking at a very solid and very rewarding top 10 finish if they could just bring it home. But we still have more than half the race to go, so a lot can still happen.
Yeah, I remember my first Detroit race in the IIS long time ago. I went for surviving, and I survived. I finished at top 10. I started at 25.
Oh, Jim Herrick on pit road, sorry.
Everyone is have an incident involved, and then I finished at 8 or, top 10. I don't remember which position was. But to be honest, it's something special in this kind of track, difficult when it's the first time. Everyone, I know it's first time in the league, but it's not first time in the scene. How about this track? But mostly they don't race in the official series, so better to just be over here and don't get involved in the iRating and safety rating around. So good for Forsyth, good for Stellar, good for Camargo also too. He was also involved in a couple of incidents too.
I think I did a race in the Velocity Online Racing IndyCar Championship Series. We did a race at the IndyCar race at Outland Park, which is not really a place that's conducive to IndyCars. And I just knew that it was going to be a bad race, and I just started from pit road. I qualified bad, and I just started from pit road. And there was so much attrition in that race. I think I finished 12th. I started 25th or 26th, and I just finished 12th. And I don't think I passed a single car on the racetrack. I just passed everybody after they wreck on pit road. So if you play smart, as Ryan Scholz is under attack from Hunter Ingrave, if you play smart, you could pick up very easy positions. It's called racing smarter, not harder.
Yeah, I have to find it. Maybe I was in the same track, in the same race.
Yeah, you were in the same race because I remember moving over all the time for you.
Come on, man. Wait, I have to find it. I said this is not nice, man. It's the England. It's a British track. Maybe it's that one. It was not a great race. I think I did the whole race in like map 5 too. I just forget it. I know I'm not here to win the race or anything. I'm here to survive. So I just dialed it back. I have to find it. What's the track? But really, when I read the track in that league, I said, oh, "Come on, man! There's no IndyCar," and they tried to change it, and they didn't change it anyways. And I just went for attack. I didn't even think about it to save it. And on the end, 2 to go. I went out. I was in top 3 actually.
Riding with Hunter Ingrave as he is now attacking Ryan Scholz, one of the admins and the promoters of the PRI Hoosier 500, which will be back again later this December, the biggest race in the IndyCar on the, iRacing IndyCar community. We'll be back this December, and a lot of the practice and coverage will be here on Elite Racing Network and also over on P1. Also would like to remind everybody that the Elite Racing League's IndyCar Championship is proudly sponsored by P1 Broadcasting. P1 is an esports broadcaster specializing in online sim racing on the iRacing platform. P1 is a proud sponsor of Elite Racing League's IndyCar US 500 and Triple Crown Challenge. To learn more about P1 or request a quote for your iRacing League, check out their social media links. P1 can be found on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, X, and Linktree. You can find all the links you need in the description of today's broadcast. Lap 43 of 100, and still watching this battle between Hunter Ingrave, former winner on a road course in the Elite Racing League last season. He inherited a Stewart awarded win at Road America, racing against Ryan Scholz, who has many starts in this series, yet to have a win, and would very much like to get one, but right now fighting for a podium position in third. This is a battle for third and fourth on the racetrack.
Yeah, Hunter Ingrave is going for the top train. I'm very impressed about Ryan Scholz. He saved it because Margie was in the middle, and he just, when the Ryan passed, Mark Revelas moved the car, so he saved it in that incident. So very impressed. Also Ryan getting over there, but also Hunter is going for the pass soon over there. By the way, Brian Bloman, 6.5, man.
Yeah.
Ahead of,
I was just looking at that. There he is. Sorry, I just drew a line through it. 6.5 second lead for Blauman over Stanley. And still, there's more than half the race to go, and I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to, start talking about a driver's first win, but we've talked about it now for about a season and a half with Brian Blauman. At first, we saw him have pace on qualifying. Then finally, he starts putting together podium finishes, and we saw podium finishes at Sonoma a couple seasons ago, at Mexico City a season ago. He's got some podium finishes this year, and so typically how your path to victory lane starts in IndyCars is first you have the pace to start up front. Then you start putting the racecraft together to get podiums, and podiums leads to more podiums. More podiums lead to wins. And now we're at that stage where Brian Blauman is now looking for that next step. Those steps are wins, and after that, the step is looking at championships, and he could be in the championship battle with the trouble that some of these drivers have had today. We'll remind everybody of the points here momentarily, but it is Blauman, Stanley, Scholz, Ingrave, and Forsythe, your top five. But I want to put now focus to Stanley. Stanley looking to gain the most out of everything that's happening today, and come into another road course race next at the Indy GP, where he has won before in dominating fashion, and then to Indianapolis, where he finished on the podium a season ago, and that then puts him in prime position to get to Gateway one more time on Championship Thursday to be in battle for the championship, and he is putting himself in a prime position that in this last stretch of races this season.
Yeah, actually, you already put good. You say something pretty good, because you know what? Ethan started second. He's third on the championship. I know Daniel and 40 is still on the track, but they are 13 and 14 with the 5 and 9 laps behind on the lead lap. So maybe Ethan Stanley is gonna pull and gain.
Let's try that again. Go ahead.
40 points. 40 points maybe on the front, and they're getting close for the championship. Like you said, it's coming GP next time, and it's gonna be for Sean Stanley track for dominate next once again. So yeah, man, I think for Ethan Stanley is just finish on top 3. If he can win, good for him. But if he not, it's good for the championship.
Here are the driver points coming into today's race. Fody, right now, Fody is classified in 14th position, and he's actually bad on the racetrack. Falkingham is in 13th, so one position better. So he's going to gain right now. If we were just to finish as is, I will move the camera to those to Fody and Falkingham. They are back repaired on the racetrack. We will remove the points here momentarily, but we'll bring everybody up to speed here on the situation. So right now, Falkingham will gain a couple points because he's higher in the standings. Ethan Stanley, he's now 70 behind, which is about a race and a half behind these two. So he's really going to eat into this thing and probably bring it closer to 50. If he brings it closer to 50, that's about a race difference. And that at least keeps him in the battle through Indy GP. It keeps him in the battle at the Indy 500. And then if he's less than 50 going into Gateway, then he's in the championship battle. But right now, if the season were to go to the final race, it would only be these two going to Gateway as mathematically possible for the championship. Brian Blauman also looking to gain points. Hunter Ingrave looking to gain points. Frankenfeld, and actually Frankenfeld and Ingrave are in a statistical tie for 5th, but we got him showing in 5th and 6th. Ingrave will actually be going ahead of Frankenfeld in the standings here, as Frankenfeld probably go down. Newsom not doing anything tonight. Clindy, he's still running, so he might actually pick up some positions on Alexis Newsom. Ryan Schuld looking to do well, and Richie Hearn I still think is out there running. So the point situation's still fluid. But it could have gone a lot worse today. We're watching right now Tyler Fody, who is kind of locked down in the 13th position, I believe. 14th position. And he is, unfortunately, 4 laps behind Falkingham. So Falkingham is got a decent cushion, at least one spot, but 4 laps difference between himself and his chief points rival. But in terms of what he would gain in points is minimal at this point. Sorry to say the word points twice, but at this point his gain was minimal.
Actually, I can tell you now, if the race finishes like this, Tyler 40 is going to be the leader. Second, Daniel Falkingham by 26 points. And Ethan Stanley is going to be for 46 points.
So it's less than a race.
17.
So it's So it's less than a race lead. And again, coming into a track that he's won at the Indy GP, and then going to Indianapolis, which Tyler has not had the greatest luck there. Stanley finished on the podium a season ago in a kind of a one-off deal. He only appeared in a couple of races last season. Managed to win one of them, though. And he's your pick for the championship.
Oh, yeah. Well, yes, actually, yes. Yes. But 46 points, so he's gonna be he gaining between 46 and 17. He short the margin between all these guys for 24 points.
Yes, that's a huge gain.
It is a lot, but we don't know yet until what's happened with Brian Bloman. Remember in one of this league in the P1 we did in the Lotus 79, the ISRA actually.
Yes.
Who was leading for a while, and then on the end he lost the race because he's out of the field for one lap. So what if it happens something with the same for Brian Bloman over here?
That was I think that was Chris Fowler. You're
one of the
about.
French guys.
Oh, one. Yeah, it might have been one of the French guys. That's Sarah. Yeah.
Sarah and Guillon. So, and then Richard Hearn finished on second that day in Road America. And it was for saving fuel because the other guy just pushing like a happening with Brian Bloman now. What if maybe it's short for 2 laps and then Ethan Sally win the race? It could be making more excited this championship and short the margin for 10 more for 30 something points in between each other. So anyways, we have a lot to do, and
I just don't think they can go 33-34 like they did in that first stint, because we have all of that caution with only we got 16 cars running. With 16 cars running, oh wow. Blauman caught, I think, Clindy at the wrong spot there, but he got on by. With 16 cars running, and I don't see another. I mean, it's possible we can get another full course caution, but I'm not sure if they could do. They might still have to do a 3-stopper. I'm not quite sure if there's a fuel save that could make it into whoever makes their next stop their last stop. Not sure. I could be wrong, but I'm looking at there are 18 laps on this current stint. Everybody, here I'll show you that information. Pit stop. Stint time. There you go. 18 laps, but we've had no caution since going green. I don't think. Well, I think they came out of the pits. With Stanley came out of the pits, and then Stanley and Blauman battled, and then Blauman got around Stanley and is now pulled away.
Oh, it does save fuel actually. He's lifting cost in the turn one.
Let's listen. Oh, yeah, definitely here. He's in the turn 7 now, 8, coming into 5, 8 and 9. This is where we've had our issues today. But listen to him coast. Backing these corners up. Listen to him, yeah. Now, I learned something from him when he won and during his winter interview a season ago a year ago at Indy GP, where he said that he was constantly adjusting his fuel map while he was also shifting, which makes me wonder if there's a way that you could map upshifts and downshifts to change your mapping at this engine mapping, your fuel mapping at the same time. And if that's the case and he's downshifting, then he's also dropping his engine map at the same time as Tyler lets him on by. That's a nice teammate. A little bit of team orders planning there. But if he's downshifting and also dropping engine mapping at the same time, which I'm not sure how you could do that without somehow mapping that combination of buttons. I'm not quite sure how you do that. He would be saving a bunch of fuel at that point.
I don't know what to say about that, but there's so many buttons you have to press in here. They're the only effective pretty good thing you can do is just play with the map and just do when Stanley's doing it now. For example, Brian Bloman in his on board, he's not doing nothing. He's just going for everything.
Yeah, we could ride with him, and you could hear the difference. Now, right now, he's behind John Stellard. And it's going to hold him up a little bit. He has an 8-second lead over Stanley. Stellard in 8th spot. Lets him on by. And this is where he would normally be backing off. And he goes much deeper into the corner, which explains how he's getting a bigger lead, because he's on the power a lot longer before the braking zone.
I assuming, thinking about it, well, it's going to take me this time to come into the pit. He's taking 33 seconds between when you're coming in to coming out.
That's your pit delta,
so
yeah.
So maybe in between the coming in, coming out, all of this different, maybe with the extra pit or the extra something happened with Brian Bloman thinking in his mind, maybe he can take the lead, or maybe he can get close to for Ethan Stanley and regain the lead with 15 to go or something like that. You know, we always say something and then at the end it never is right. The only we got right, it was the Indy 500.
Well, that went caution free. That's why we're up here in the booth and not down there in the virtual racetrack as Blauman gets around Victor Aldrich, who is currently in 10th, to put him another lap down. Your top 7 on the lead lap. Hunter Smith, last car on the lead lap. Once again, here is your schedule for the remainder of the season. We're done with this race. We're done with this race. Here we go. And we are right here. Race 9 of the season. And then we got Indianapolis next week, the Indy GP, then Indy 500 qualifying, which counts as points. You get points for the Indy 500 qualifying, and if you get into the top 12, the fast 12 there. Then we race the Indy 500. And let me get the track map off there, too. That would be helpful. There we go. And then we wrap up, as always, at Worldwide Technology Raceway, one of the sponsors of the league. And while we got time, Lewis, do you want to talk about the Indy Lights schedule?
Oh, sure. So every season after the Indy 500 and all the stuff, we have the start of the season of the Indy Lights series. So next week, started on Tuesday night, 7:30 p.m. on P1 Broadcasting. It's going to be the Pressisora.com Grand Prix on Indianapolis. Then on Thursday, we have the Indy GP. Next week, follow week on April 21, we're going to have the, actually not the following week, the next week after the Indy 500 qualifying, we're going to have the 13th running, the F5 Challenge Freedom 100. So it's going to be very important. This is the kickoff of the Indy Lights series on P1 Broadcasting. So it's going to be April 7, April 21, and then we're going to continue with the IndyCar Championship Series, or IndyCar Championship actually, finish on Worldwide Technology Raceway, and we're going to come back to the series with doubleheader on June 4th on Detroit and Richmond with the IndyCar 1909.com. And then we are going to come back on June 11 with a doubleheader on the Laguna Seca and the Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park. And then we're going to come back to St. Petersburg.
Okay, got back here.
With a doubleheader. with Milwaukee 75 on Milwaukee Mile. And we finish on July 9th on Portland and Homestead Miami Speedway. So it's going to be 10 dates or 10 races for the Indy Lights series. That is the off-season on the IndyCar series, or the IndyCar Championship, on the ERL league. So it's going to be really excited. Ethan Stanley was the last champion on the dirt race. He was really dominate all the races he had. Tyler 40 was close. Then coming Danny Fockingham in the last 3 races in Pocono, Phoenix, and Gateway to win 2 out of the 3 races in last season on December. So it's gonna really excited. Just if you wanna tune on there, it's gonna be Tuesdays on April 7 and April 21. And then we're gonna, when the IndyCar season finishes, we're gonna be on Thursdays, 7:45 on P1. So everything is gonna be on P1 broadcasting. I didn't write down nothing. It's just like says everything what I think it's gonna be.
Yeah, and again, YouTube.com/@P1 Broadcasting, and that's where the Indy Lights series will be. And if you're interested in being a participant in the Indy Lights series, make sure to join the Elite Racing League's Discord server. Link is in the description. The invite link is in the description. Hop in there and inquire to sign up for the Indy Lights Championship. And that will be over on P1 starting Indy Week. Now, I don't have the graphic for the Indy schedule. We'll have that for the Indy GP and all the events and practice leading up to the 16th running of the Elite Racing League's Lucas Oil Indy 500.
Do you want the graphic?
I need to set it up in OBS. I don't have it set up in OBS.
maybe keep it like that.
Now, it's on Twitter. If you go to the Elite Racing League's X account, it's on there, somewhere on there. So, watching a battle here between Craig Forsyth and Hunter Smith. It got real close between these two and is now distanced itself a little bit. Let's show you gaps. And it did get under a half second. It's at 0.6 of a second right now. This is their closest battle on the racetrack. Next closest battle, we're going to go flip to it right now. Ryan Schold reeling in Hunter Ingrave, but he has Chris, excuse me, that is Chris Albrecht, our Indy 500 pole sitter from a season ago. Between those two, Albrecht gets out of the way. Hey, tonight's inaugural running of the Grand Prix of St. Petersburg is proudly sponsored by the New Track Record podcast. Join hosts Caleb Hatch and Justin Kinney every week as they bring you the latest IndyCar news and rumors, from race-by-race breakdowns to the hottest off-season rumors. This is the place to keep you in the know. Listen on all major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcasts and Spotify. I used to do a podcast back in the day. This is the front lines of the viral IndyCar campaign. That's how important podcasts are. I want to thank them for their time and their dedication to the sport and being a sponsor of this race this season for us. They're also one of the sponsors of the PRI Hoosier 500 as well. But check them out, the New Track Record podcast.
You have to make the voice like a
new track record. I gotta get the sound bites. I'm sure that's out there somewhere.
Yellow.
Mario is slowing down. Followed by Michael is slowing down. AJ is getting out of the car.
Brian Blumman already come to the pits.
Yeah, it's a scheduled stop.
16 behind.
Yeah, he just came to pit road. We got the camera on him now. So that turns the lead over to Stanley. Blauman can only go 28 this time. Stanley's at 29. So let's see how much fuel he can save from the full burn of Blauman.
Okay, so wait. If he did 28, he's going to be short for 10 laps.
Well, we don't know how far Stanley can go.
Yeah, you're right.
He's in 30 right now.
But this is the second pit stop on the Ethan Staldi. Oh, Brian Blum is the second. Okay. So got it. But Ethan Stanley put less fuel last time. He did 7.7. Brian Blumen did 8 point something. Not now. So now it's 8.3. That's why he took the lead for a couple laps.
Shorter fill.
37. This is 30 for him. No, 33.
Ethan Stanley, this is his 68th career start in the series. Has 9 wins, which ranks him in the top 5 all time in the Elite Racing League. And if he gets the win today, he will join a very rare company of drivers to get double-digit wins in the Elite Racing League. Elite Racing League is celebrating its 10th year this year. Brian Blauman, this is his 43rd career start. 13 top 5s, no wins yet. Maybe that is today. We shall see. There have been 30, let's double check this stat right, 38 different winners in the Elite Racing League history. The last first-time winner was Alexis Newsom at Fontana a couple of weeks ago. Daniel Falkingham, of course, this season, he got his first win. Matt Wagner got his first win in the Elite Racing League, not in the lineup tonight at Motegi. So 3 first-time winners this season. If Blauman gets a win this season, there'll be 4 first-time winners. The record is 5 first-time winners, which we only set a season ago, and that tied a record that we also set in 2022A. So we like seeing first-time winners, and we've seen a lot of them over the last season and a half. Hunter Smith got a first win last season. Seb Alexander, first win last season. Hunter Ingrave, first win last season. Clindy, Logan Edwards. And then, of course, the last Indy 500 last May that went caution-free. It's Hamilton Akabueezy, 2025A. And still we're riding with Ethan Stanley, still saving fuel. Like it's important. And he's blinking out now.
No! Don't blink it.
No blinking. We do not need a mechanical to drop out and drop.
For one more lap. And I think, you know what? I think he have the best chance to win the race because he came to the pit and he just did a short stop, short fuel. I said short, it's 7 seconds.
Well, he's
normally over the night.
He's at, and I can show everybody the stat right now. He's at 33 now, and he went 33 last time. And so I would imagine he's either coming to pit road this time or next time, and this should be his final stop.
Yeah, but last time he came to the pit in between, we have a yellow flag. But like I said, he coming to the pit and he put less fuel to the tank, and even that, he can make 34 laps. Now it's gonna be the 34 if he coming to the pit and pass for the line.
And he's staying out again.
Man. It's 11 seconds, Brian Blumen now.
Hunter Ingrave, Hunter Smith, the battle of the hunters. The hunter is the hunted. The hunter is the hunter. This is a battle for 4th. Hunter Smith finished on the podium over on P1 a couple of weeks ago in our top split race at Richmond as Hunter Ingrave sends it to the inside and gets the clean pass. But it looks like Hunter Smith is coming to pit road anyways.
Ethan Stanley is coming to the pit now.
Ethan Stanley, we'll see him as he makes his way around turns 13 and 14 as he comes on the pit road. 45 mile per hour at the cones, gets it down to the limit, and now he's all the way at the end as he drives down pit road for what should be his final stop. We put a question mark there. We think it will be. Also, Ethan Ryan Schold on pit road as well.
Yes.
And this was kind of his plan. He was telling me, he's like, Gary, I'm doing a two-stopper. And I'm like, look, man, I saw these other races, and everyone, the winners were three-stop, and the guys that did a two-stop didn't have the pace. And he's like, no, I know what I'm doing. Well, all right. That's why I'm doing the broadcast, and that is why he drives the car.
9.6 on the box, 34.4 on the line. So he put all the fuel he needs to coming out. So Bloman did 8.3 on the box.
And Blauman's already 7 laps into his stint. So Blauman now, in order for him to get the win, and at this point, I think you are thinking it's not possible for Blauman to get the win. He needs some caution and some help.
Yes.
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I thinking about it. The way you pronounce pronunciation of Bloman and my Bloman is different. but yeah, he needs a yellow flag. And funny thing, Stanley and Scholl, they didn't use yet the push to pass.
Oh yeah, let's take a look at the push to pass numbers. There you go. And Stanley, that tells you how much fuel they're saving, is they cannot afford to push the button. Oh, almost in the wall there off of turn 10. But they are saving so much fuel. They are so tight on fuel that they cannot push the button at all. So what they are doing more than likely is they're using battery hybrid. Here goes Blauman to the inside. Hunter Smith, just put him a lap down. But they're so tight on fuel they can't even push the button. But they can use the hybrid, the battery hybrid.
I talked with Shad in private. He said I probably ran 300 laps on practice.
Oh.
I cannot believe it. He well, I don't want to say the rest of the stuff, but yeah, 300 laps. It's like when you're practicing Indianapolis over the 2,000 laps. And in one corner you're gone.
Well, it's like Scott McLaughlin.
Yeah, oh my God, that's the worst.
And not being able to take the green flag after doing hundreds of laps all week long, qualifying up front, not having your car disqualified first of all, and then just not even seeing a green flag. Yeah.
And they pay you a lot of money for that stuff, man.
Yeah. I remember one time in a league race, I think it was also the Velocity Online Racing IndyCar Championship at Texas. I remember I did hundreds of laps in practice at Texas. And I was taken out like 13 laps into the race. It was just like, why even bother?
Which one? Let me think about it. Oh, in the Lionheart, man. I can tell you, I always be in every single practice, free practice, race practice, and the official practice for the race. So we have a practice. The Friday practice is like show up like a 10 people, and then we have the one practice before the race, the official race, when they show up 25 something. But after that, all the people leave because it's like we practice couple things. And
yeah, it was just practice races. Yeah,
I did so many laps in every single, and I have the worst result on the official race. It's like why I have to practice so much when you come in this guy and just show up for one race and do this to me or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like what I make is so much effort for something, and that's what I feel for Chad. When this is a new track, you wanna get involved in good. We're talking about him in the top 5, and then on the end it's like 300 laps for one incident. It's happened. It's happened for Ethan. It's happened for Adriano. It's happened for many people. Even with DC, you can practice 300 laps and the DC and your wheel, or maybe internet issues. So it's a mix of the stuff, and it's like you mentioned, Scott McLaughlin. So they pay him to make all this stuff, and one lap you're gone. So the feeling it's pretty bad, man. But it is what it is, and you have to flip the page and just thinking about it. The next one is Indianapolis.
We had some drivers wanted to check in after their incident. We missed them. Normally we don't do mid-race interviews very often anyway, so sorry about that.
We're too busy.
Well, we're not kind of busy right now. We have half the field that started this race.
At some point, it's really interesting. It's really interesting about what is happening in the half race started with all of these incidents, and then we're talking about Blind Blowman maybe not gonna get it, and then Ethan started maybe gonna win the race for 1 second. I think it's gonna be 1 second, or maybe it's gonna be for 5 seconds different between each other. So that's why I said sorry because I didn't see that. I don't have any score in my screen. So, but yeah, man.
And we are doing a special test stream to Facebook. So far, it's looking good so far from what I've seen. I tell you what, though, if we get more hits on Facebook than we do over on YouTube, I'm going to be upset. Because I'm just streaming to my personal page, nothing fancy.
I don't know how much you have, to be honest. It's only you, maybe only me. But yeah. Good, man.
It looks like we got Mark Murphy checking in over on our P1 channel. The Bash Brothers at Rockingham for the American Motorsports Association Grand National race at The Rock. And I get to broadcast that tomorrow. Their Archway Industrial Truck Series at 8:20 p.m. Eastern Time. Oh, yes,
Where?
Gary gets to at Rockingham. The Rock.
Oh, the Rockingham.
I
thought it was the other.
No. Next Friday, I got to broadcast trucks from Bristol. Now, I'm an primarily IndyCar only guy, and trucks from Bristol is not a good combination for me. So that is going to be quite the comedic attempt. Oh, Clindy bouncing right in front of our leader. He gets out of the way. I think he was trying to get out of the way sooner, and he just clipped the curb, and they just bounced right in front of our leader. Whoa, get a little tight there. Yeah, but if you want to add me on Facebook, my name's in the description. You can that's how you can find me on Facebook. You can check out the stream over there. But interesting that Facebook maxes out at 1080p. You can't do anything better than 1080p. Like we're doing better. We're at 1440p here, at least right now. At some point, I'd like to get 4K, but we're at 1440p. And so I'm not quite sure how Facebook downgrades it, but
no, it's all about the subscribers. If you're, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's all about levels, and then when you reach some level, especially in Twitch too. If you reach some level, you're gonna get more. So that's your started.
Well, we got some time. We're at lap 78 of 100. We want to get in a final word from our sponsors before we get final pit stops in from any drivers that will be coming to pit stop for their third stop of this race. But till then, don't go anywhere. You are watching the inaugural running of the new track record Grand Prix of St. Petersburg. Where currently Brian Blauman leads, but we think he's not going to make it to the end, so we think he needs to come in for a late splash. Does Stanley get win number 10 and make this championship tighter? Hunter Ingrave is in third, Ryan Schuld fourth, Rexing is in fifth. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back for the conclusion of this race. Again, this is the New Track Record podcast Grand Prix of St. Petersburg.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
This is Bobby Bolin from Tom Bolin Ford, and I have huge news for you. Right now, we are offering interest rates as low as 3.99 on most of our used cars. That's right, 3.99 happening right now. And it gets even better. These used vehicles come with the Bolin Lifetime Powertrain Warranty, giving you protection for the long haul. This is your chance to save big with incredible rates and shop our wide variety of trucks, vans, SUVs, and cars. Only at Tom Bolin Ford in Hannibal. Heck of a deal, ain't it?
Tickets are on sale now for the 10th Bomarito Automotive Group 500 at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Sunday, June 7th features 3 huge races. The USAC Classic, Firestone Indy next, and the only Sunday night prime time NTT IndyCar Series race. Enjoy a weekend of cars, concerts, camping, food, and fun. The stars of the Indy 500 are coming to St. Louis. Get your tickets now and save big at WWTRaceway.com. Tickets are on sale now for the 5th Detroit, Illinois 300 at Worldwide Technology Raceway. September 11th through 13th brings a full weekend of action with the NASCAR Cup Series, NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, and St. Louis's biggest music festival, Confluence. The stars shine on and off the track, and your ticket gets you everything: cars, concerts, camping, food, and fun. Don't miss it. Get your tickets now and save big at WWTRaceway.com.
We are back at lap 82 of 100. Thanks for joining us. Currently, the leader is Brian Blauman, who is now 20 laps into his current stint, went 28 last time. So you were right. He's going to be about 8 to 10 laps short right now, unless there's a lot of caution here, and he's coming to pit road right now.
Yeah, actually, it's better to come in now because he can have 19 laps or 18 laps to catch Ethan Stanley. Ethan Stanley is coming to the...
There he is in the background. Ethan Stanley coming around the final corner.
This is going to be interesting. How it's going to leave. So, for sure, it's going to be a gap between 10 seconds between each other.
But, I mean, the thing with Brian, though, he can throw... He's going to the prime tire. I thought he would throw on the alternate tires and just full send it with light tanks, but he is long game thinking here. He's gone to the prime tire.
was for the hard compound. So he's 5.4. So now I have to take maybe 3 laps. Outside of the track.
Ooh, car in the wall. I think it's Clindy again, or at least trying to get out of the way.
It was, he was parking at the exit.
Craig Forsyth is behind him now. Craig has had himself an adventuresome day, but he's worked his way into a top 10. Your biggest gainer of the race, actually, is primetime John Stellard. There he is, up 15 spots to P8, and he has definitely approached this race in a drive to survive fashion. He has not had a very flashy race at all, to say the least, but the results don't lie. He started 23rd, currently is 8th. Do the math, that's 15 spots improved. That's better than anyone else on the grid right now.
Yeah, actually, it doesn't matter how many people retire, how the performance was. The thing is, you survive, and you survive so far, for now. And then he's an 8, so 15 spot for 23. So laps. Ethan Starley 101.9 last lap. I think it's 101.9. No, I have to wait for passes.
Yeah, here he is. We got last laps now up on the page. 102 flat. Blauman on the push to pass. A 101.1.
It is faster, man.
And this is what we're thinking. We're thinking Stanley is he's committed now to bringing this home as is. He's made his bed. He now needs to sleep in it. Blauman also made his bed, and he is sleeping in it now. But he's got one of those race car beds, and he is going pretty fast as he tries to reel in Stanley. We'll keep last lap times up to see if he goes faster next time by. But he was considerably faster last time by.
Yeah, it's really fast with the hard tires, like the Prime, and both of them have the Prime for sure. But Brian Blauman have 73 seconds. I know you're gonna change the thing and your screen, but he don't have nothing of push to pass, and Ethan Stanley.
4/10 push to pass. Oh yes, 4/10 better that time. Here is the push to pass. You're right. And you're talking about it. Stanley, but we think he's so tight on fuel he can't push the button. But as you see, he has got his full 200-second allotment that he has available to him. Blauman has 73, and Blauman probably could spam the button now. He probably has more fuel. Well, I'll take this back. If they're smart, they put more fuel in than what he needs so he could use the push-to-pass button. But sometimes on final stops, they just put in just enough fuel so the stop's not any longer than necessary. And so maybe he could push it, maybe he can't. We don't know. But right now, he seems to be faster without it.
Actually, yeah, you're right. I don't know how it's going. I think he did a good. Brian did a good job to come in now and have these 10 laps. Because always it's when you're coming close to the car, you have to make the pass, and that's take you another 2 or 3 laps to make the pass. And start to make the attack on the Ethan Stanley, and it's getting close actually. And last lap, he was 4.2 crossing per line between each other. Now it's 3.7 in turn 9. Brian, is it there actually? You can he can see the car.
They're in the same photo shot. Yeah. If you're just joining us, this is the ERN's coverage of the P1 IndyCar Championship, the inaugural running of the new track record podcast Grand Prix of St. Petersburg. Coming to you from the streets of St. Pete, brand spanking new streets of St. Pete here in the virtual sense here on iRacing, where we've now completed, we've got 14 laps to go. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the next race. The next time you see us here on ERN will be next week as we begin the march to the greatest spectacle in virtual racing. It's the 16th running of the Lucas Oil Grand Prix. Great Lucas Oil School of Racing, Indianapolis 500-mile race. But as we kick off our month of April with the 6th annual PresleySora.com Grand Prix of Indianapolis. That's what I was trying to read. For our final road course race of the season. Coverage starts right here on ERN at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time next week. For us on P1, our next race is tomorrow night for round 5 of season 4 of the AMA Archway Industrial Truck Series, and head to The Rock, Rockingham Speedway. Start time for that is 8:20 p.m. Eastern Time. I will be on the call of that race. That is what's next on P1. Make sure you subscribe. The link is in the description. But the next race for us here on ERN will be the start of the month of April, so to speak. I use using air quotes. You can't hear them. I'm using air quotes. The month of April. Starting our month of April as we go to the Indy GP. As Blauman now is dipped into 3.4 seconds with 12 laps to go.
Yeah, passing for line 3.5.
Oh, and he's got Stellar in front of him.
4 seconds faster than the last lap. He was at 3 seconds before, now it's 4. So it is close by over the 4 seconds.
Stellar moves over. Ooh, that was just an odd line through that corner. A little twitchy there for Blauman, or a little twitchy there for Stanley. But Stanley's got another lap car in front of him. That's Jim Herrick. Herrick will probably pull out of the way on the main straight. Blauman needs to get by Stellard, and Stellard just ducks out of the way. Stanley now by Herrick.
So Daniel Fockingham make the pass on Chris Aldrich, because somebody mentioned Chris Aldrich up 14. Now it's up 13, and Daniel Fockingham is on 10.
Yeah,
and
he has moved inside
in 13.
He has moved inside the top 10, and if he can catch Victor Aldrich, they're both on the same lap, and he's 10 seconds behind Victor Aldrich. And I would say with 11 laps to go, he might have a good shot at doing that. It would give him another spot. So those are just critical points. He's not going to be able to get to 8th spot, so he will max out a 9th more than likely. Tyler Fode, unfortunately, not going to be able to gain any more ground unless there's some retirements here late. He is going to be locked into 13th. He's 11 laps down and 3 laps between himself and Jim Herrick with 10 to go. But we now send our focus back up to the lead, and look at there. Same picture, and the interval 2.6 seconds. 22-lap-old tires versus 8-lap-old tires. Now remember, let's go back to Long Beach, a very similar track to this, Lewis, and the battle between Stanley and Falkingham, and how when Falkingham lost that front wing in that race, late in that race, and in the battle with Stanley had a hard time passing him just because of the nature of street courses. It's tight. And if you can control the track position, you can kind of control the pace of the race. It brings up the old adage, catching's one thing, passing's another. So do we see kind of a repeat of what we saw at Long Beach coming up here, that once Blauman catches Stanley, he might have a hard time actually pulling that pass off?
I think not. I think Ethan Stanley, they're going to make some hardest to Brian to take the lead, because like you mentioned, maybe it's a short in fuel. He want to make sure he have a fuel to finish the race, to don't make it the pit stop, to come into the pit stop, because if it's coming, he gonna lose the position on Engrave and Schultz. So for sure he's gonna lose it. So there is 27 seconds and 25 Engrave. So maybe it's better to Ethan Stanley just save the fuel and finish the race like he did. So I know he gained 3 positions so far now in first, but
Why not push the pass?
he's still lifting in the turn in turn 1. Maybe now in turn 4.
Let's listen. Big lift. Yep. Oh, short shift. Short shift. And the thing is, you and I, we primarily only do IndyCar races, so we could hear the change in the engine. We know we could hear when they're saving fuel, and somebody at home might not be catching that or like, what are they talking about? you could clearly hear right here. Listen. Right there, coasting, quick downshifts. Listen to the upshifts.
This is the main one when he comes into the turn 1.
And look at the dashboard. He's not letting it get into the blue.
That is right.
And once you see all those green lights all the way go to the left, and there's no lights at all. I mean, that's basically the engine virtually turning no revs. Power range
but
revs.
If you go to Brian, he just...
Let's go. Let's do that.
You see the wheel is just flashing blue. Oh my god, that's close.
There's the blue. Yeah. No short shifting out of this corner that we heard with Stanley. Very quickly through that combination of corners. Picking up a lot of time through there. 3 seconds now. 7 to go. Coming down to 6 to go, I believe. Yep, 6 to go. Still has time, but he needs to do it now.
Interesting. Ethan Stanley 101.5, Brian 101.8. So was for 3/10 faster over there.
Maybe
Stanley.
he's maybe Stanley's been, I have a little bit of a gap, and the kind of phrase my friends from the UK, mind the gap, where he's managing the gap, and now he has lap traffic in front of him.
Yeah, 6 to go for Brian. Be careful over there.
Oh, Falkingham with a back rear wing.
Oh, no.
Askew. We're not sure when that happened.
Oh, there in turn 4, 5, 6. Oh, he lost the control by himself.
Let's see. He came to pit road. Let's fast forward through this and see what happens. I think it's one of those things that it might be cold tires. Yep, that's it. Let's go back. And just watch it at normal speed. Cold tires. Cold alternate tires. There you go. Oh! Yeah, and it's just a little kiss, too. But it was enough to grab the rear wing.
And you know what? If he's coming to the pit and retire the car and repair the car and retire, it could be Tyler before he take Daniel.
There's still time.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's time. Is there time difference? 3 laps?
5 laps.
So Falkingham, we'll see. He came to pit road. He now has a new rear wing. So there is 3 laps difference between the two.
Okay, exit.
So he's already done with the repair.
Yeah.
But a close moment there. Let's go back to the battle up front. Let's get you back to interval. 2.8 seconds. 4 laps to go. Stanley looking for another win this season to back up his win that he had at the streets of Long Beach, which, again, a very similar track. But he has lap traffic in front of him. That is Tyler. That's his teammates. I'm assuming Tyler is going to pick the most opportune time to get out of the way right there.
Jerry Rexy and Ryan Schultz, man. Well, already Rexy take the Hunter Smith, sorry. But whatever, it's already gone. I see it.
And they're
just
one lap. This is a
flashing.
battle for fifth. This is one lap down. But Rexy now up in the fifth. Hunter Smith back to sixth. That was a battle for position. Sorry that we missed the pass for top
it was
five.
It was a ready time moment, but it was already catching when Rexy make the pass. So
Ryan Schold within a second and a half of Hunter Ingrave. 2.4 now, 2.3 now from Blauman up to Stanley. 3 laps to go. Actually, about 2.5 laps to go now.
he's saving fuel too. Hunter Engrave, I think that's why.
Blauman, if he gets the, Stanley, if he gets the win, will get his 10th career win here in the league. He will now move into third place all time. Third place by himself all time. Right now he's tied with Henry Bennett, former series champion. You know Henry. You've raced a lot against Henry. And
Yes.
Mr. 007 himself from the UK. So he's gonna bump himself ahead of Henry Bennett, and he'll only be 2 behind Alex Van de Sant, who's a former series champion here. And he will be 2 behind him for second place. So the only drivers ahead of him, after if he gets the win here in 2 laps, now in about a lap and a half, is only Adriano Pinero and Alex Van de Sant.
It's gonna be close for him. Timing for Bloma 1.5 and Ethan Stanley 1.6. So Stanley's making laps. I think it's secure for the fuel when we're gonna cross turn 13, 14 to the white flag.
Down the main straight, one more time for the inaugural running of the new track record podcast Grand Prix of St. Petersburg. Ethan Stanley, white flag in the air. Brian Blauman trying to chase down his first career win, running out of time. It might be another podium finish for Brian, tying a career best, but he is now 2.2 behind Stanley. Stanley with lap traffic there. Jim Herrick gets out of the way. It gets a little bit closer in the interval, but Stanley just has to navigate a few more set of corners in the backstretch to bring this win home for win number 10 and win number 2 of the season, and a big gain in the points. Showing that he's the man on fuel. The new egg, the blue egg car definitely delivers once again here. You can fuel small businesses to win big, and he fueled big to get a win big here. A big win at St. Pete. Win number 10 of his career, win number 2 of the season, and a big points gain for Ethan Stanley, your winner at the new track record Grand Prix of St. Petersburg.
Ryan Schold getting close.
Oh, Ryan Schultz sends it into the back of Hunter Smith. Hunter tries to line the car back up. They're going to drag race to the finish. And it's going to be Hunter Ingrave. Hunter Ingrave. Let's go back and watch that. And we're going back a little bit further. And I think you're right. And we'll talk with Hunter here momentarily on this interview. I think he might have been saving fuel, and this allowed Ryan Schold to really reel him in. Here we go again, and then we're going to see right as they come through the final set of corners here and get into turns 13 to 14.
Jeez.
I think Ryan kind of does a full send.
Well, he clipped the grass.
Oh.
That's why. And yeah. The Sportman cheat over there in between Ryan and Hunter. You know what? Just take a victory. Nothing. Actually, he said nothing is gonna change it for this result. And Brian Bloman upset of Gene Herrick because the blocking he did and between turn 9 to 10. He said, unbelievable, Jamie, unbelievable.
Well, will the stewards make the call on that? Let's show you the results of tonight's Grand Prix. Ethan Stanley gets the win. Brian Blauman second. Hunter Ingrave third. Ryan Schulden fourth. Jared Rexy with a good top five. He comes home in fifth. Hunter Smith in sixth. Craig Forsyth in seventh. Primetime John Steller works his way into it more than a top 10. He gets it an 8, a P8. Victor Aldrich a P9. And Chris Albrecht in 10th. Daniel Falkingham recovers to 11th. Jim Herrick at 12th. Tyler Fode 13th. So the difference in points between 12th, 11th, and 13th is what, like 2 points? That's not a lot. We will get a points update here momentarily. Clindy in 14th. Nigel Camargo 15th. Chad Frankenfield 16th. Connor Nixon 17th. Heil 18th. Richie Hearn 19th. Mark Reblitz 20th. A lot of these drivers having bad days. Greenlee, Stock, Hobson, Cullen, Justin Vandermarl, Hibbs, Pocock, and Massey. That is going to be your top 28 here. And it's just a difficult day.
1 hour and 54 minutes race. By caution.
Yeah, normally races about this length run about 2 hours, and since that's about right.
Well, normally it's 1 hour and 45 minutes. We used to have in the normal green race.
Yeah.
Maybe 30 minutes. Because the caution and all the stuff.
Yeah. Real world IndyCar races, they tend to, road courses, they I think they kind of put them in a 2 hour race, and then it's like a 2.5 hour, 3 hour television window or something like that.
Oh, by the way, mention to Rexin, mention to Chris Albrecht, 14th spot, but is John Steller, the driver of the 15th spot.
All right. And we're just working on some replays here so we can get you back into the interview room. And we'll get into the interview room right now. And I'm sure we got some folks here that want to talk. And here's Hunter Ingrave. We'll bring him up right now. Hunter Ingrave, congratulations. P3, another podium finish for you. Kind of redemption, kind of how Long Beach ended from you for you from the lead. But quite an adventuresome race today. A lot of bumper cars early and a little bumper cars late. Talk about your racing and certainly talk about those incidents. And you decided to take a gamble early on and come to pit road on one of those early cautions.
Yeah, definitely was an interest race. I was just at the beginning trying to kind of fuel save, just take my time and everything and all that, and try to get a little off the strategy and everything. And got a little wing damage at the beginning. That's why I came in the first time out. I had a little wing damage. And after that, I was just trying to kind of take my time, come up through the field, and then another yellow kept coming out, then another one. And I kept hitting everything, and then kind of everything started going, and then all of a sudden there was a big pile up in front, and I didn't see it till the last second. and I took out quite a lot of people, honestly, quite a lot. And then after that, I pitted again, and I was trying to work my way up, and didn't notice till probably like halfway through the stint that you could make it kind of on a one stop from there and everything. So then I was like, uh-oh. So I tried to kind of save as much as I can and everything. I was 2 laps off of Ryan and Ethan and everything on the fuel save, so I knew I was gonna have to try to save harder for sure on the second run and everything. And I kept doing fairly well. It was really close. Clendy was helping me with the fuel numbers quite a lot and everything, which definitely saved me a lot. So massive thanks to him. And and coming 2 to 3 laps to go, I was basically right on the line to make it. And white flag, I'm like, all right, I got a fairly good gap. I should be fairly safe to save and not lose any fuel coming to the line. But in last corner, Ryan actually kind of flipped the grass, came across me and scared the crap out of me. And then coming as they just got to the front straight, all of a sudden the car starts sputtering with gas. I'm like, oh no. But no, he was nice enough to at least still give me the P3 after that. And that's still massive shout out to him for the sportsmanship. But yeah, no, that was definitely very eventual at the end. It was very interesting for sure. But no, he apologized and everything. And I know Ryan does not try to do that stuff very intentionally at all. So he was very apologetic, and stuff happens. I'm not gonna hold a grudge against anybody. It always happens.
You were one of the few drivers in this lineup that actually ran an IIS race here when IIS ran here a couple weeks ago. How much did that experience help? Although IIS typically doesn't have any cautions because they're iRacing cautions, so the racetrack would have to be completely blocked, which it was a couple of times in this race. But we have human stewards here. But how much did any of that experience with the IIS help? Did it help at all, or once the caution started falling, it was just like throwing everything out the window?
Yeah, it definitely helped for sure. Kind of like figure out like how tire wear worked and what were the preferred tires and kind of everything like that. But car handled different than our setup that we had for the IIS race, and I didn't get to finish the IIS race, so this is the first time I've got to finish a full distance race on. But no, the braking points, everything like that was fine, but just the kind of how the car felt and everything was totally different. So
yeah,
you could take some, but not all of it.
Yeah, just to let everybody at home know, understand, IIS, which is the IndyCar iRacing series, which is the series that iRacing has that mirrors the real-world NTT IndyCar series, is open setup, which means that each driver has their own individual setup on the car. This is a fixed setup league here in the Elite Racing League, so everyone's using basically the same setup, for the most part, with the exception of how you deploy the hybrid, how do you deploy push-to-pass, your roll bars, engine mapping, brake bias, that type of thing. Well, Hunter, you had yourself a good race. This is your 30th start in the series. You got the one win. You got 10 top 5 now and 13 top 10. So, 1/3 of the time that you are in one of these races, you're finishing in the top 5. Let's take a look at the points situation. I have not refreshed that screen yet. You are now all by yourself in 5th spot, but unfortunately, you're 2 full races behind the lead and almost let's see, you're 10 points or so behind Blauman, so there's a shot for 4th, but it's going to take about a race difference, like one really bad race, and you have to do well for Stanley, and that's asking an awful lot to maybe crack the top 3, but you're inside the top 5 with another road course to go, which we know you're going to be well at Indy GP. And then it gets difficult with Indy qualifying and then the Indy 500. But you're 5th in points, so you're going to have a pretty prime time qualifying spot for Indianapolis. How are you feeling about finishing this campaign inside the top 5? I mean, you're 5th now, and another road course. We know road course are your strength. How's the remainder of this season look for you?
Yeah, I feel actually fairly good. My team's always helped me if I have any questions on the ovals, which I think this season has been probably better than a lot of them and everything. That's where basically all my points came from instead of the road courses this year. So definitely I feel pretty good in everything. Seb and Clendy always help out and everything. So yeah, no, I feel really confident. I don't know if we'll finish 5th, but definitely I think this is so far my best season out of any league race I've done for the ovals and the road side. I feel very good. I'm not very anxious or at all. I'm just taking it one race at a time.
Well, it's a good day for shout-outs, so go right ahead. Finishing third here today, another podium finish for you.
My mom and dad first, always for watching these. Clundy again for helping me with the feel save at the end. Seb, he wasn't there tonight, but he's always helps me every single week, so shout out to him. And then also just all my Rogue Racing and Indy Alliance teammates and everything for always helping everything. You guys for always doing a phenomenal job on the broadcast. Shout out to everybody that puts this league on. They do always a phenomenal job and everything. And shout out to Logan for making this up this week. It was a very good setup.
Well, that is Hunter Ingrev coming home in third. He is now fifth in points. And a shot to maybe get and catch Brian Blauman, who finished ahead of him today, but only 10 points behind him in the overall points championship. So a possible top four finish in the points is in the offering with plenty of racing still to go. Congratulations, Hunter. We will catch you at the next one when we go back to road racing again at the Indy GP.
Thank you very much, gentlemen.
That is Hunter Ingrev. Let's move on now. The points, I want to update everybody on the points. Tyler Fode leads by 36 points over Daniel Falkingham, and then Ethan Stanley now 47. 47, so less than one race now. Remember, he started the race about a race and a half of deficit between those two. And now it's less than a race. So that's how much he is picked up here. So Ethan Stanley is in third, Brian Blauman fourth, Hunter Ingrev is in fifth, Chad Frankenfeld sixth, Ryan Schultz seventh, Clindy in eighth, Alexis Newsom falls to ninth, Craig Forsyth goes up to 10th. Right now, the good news is for the Lake Norman squad, they are currently first, third, and fourth in the points. So with the points scheduled with one more road course to go, I mean, what do you think now about this points race possibly getting closer, Lewis?
Well, I think the top weekends. That's why I'm thinking about it. Why Daniel is he was 27 and now is 36. I don't understand. Yeah, drop weeks. And Tyler Fode have a good drop weeks. Now he have a drop week for 17, and he have a good points. And unfortunately for Daniel Falkingham, because the incident on Phoenix, he had minus 20 because the incident happened on Phoenix. That's when we didn't put in the notes. So that's why Daniel Falkingham is now 30 something. 36 behind.
There was a points penalty involved there, right?
Yeah, that's the penalty. Yes, that's the penalty he have for Phoenix. So that's unfortunate for him. That is gonna be his drop weeks. For example, Tyler Fode, the drop week for him is 17. So if he can have a bad race in the next three, that 17 is still over there. So good for Ethan Stanley. It's back to in the championship contender. With 47. I know it's far, but man, one or two races could change everything.
Let's bring up Brian Blauman into the room, and here he is. Sorry, we got you mid-sentence there with Ethan. When we got you here, it was looking like your day, but almost you started up front, had a good start, and definitely had a lot of pace. But I'm going to say something here that you're going to probably agree with. Like, yeah, I think you outpaced yourself. Just not the fuel mileage that your teammate was able to save. And it caused that extra stop there at the end. Now, while you had time to run him down, let's talk about that last stop and not being able to save. We realized that we were talking about in the booth that you would have to come to pit road. And coming in earlier was a good move. But you went to the prime tire instead of the alternate tire. Are you thinking back on that one as maybe I wanted to go to the alternate tire now that this is race over to give yourself an extra push there at the end, or was it the right call on what you did?
Well, I didn't run the primary tire yet, so I had no choice there.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, I was always going to save that for the last stint, but no, when it comes to fuel mileage, Ethan Stanley is just the best in this series. And when we came out of the pits there after that yellow behind him, I knew I was going to finish second if I ran the same strategy. So I went for it, and from that point on, went for the 2-stop versus the 1-stop at that point for Stanley, and just try to go maximum attack the whole way. And I knew it would be close. I just didn't know how close, and I just ran as hard as I could, but just didn't have quite enough tire at the end to make up the last little bit of ground. But shout out to Stanley, man. What a drive. What a battle. That was fun.
He is your teammate. Is he going to share those type of secrets with you, or is he just going to continue monopolizing those and get wins over you?
We knew we were on different strategies from the moment of the green. Once I got pole, had we gone green the whole race there, I was always committed to the 3-stop, figuring, I could use the clean air and just have the speed to try and pull a gap and make up that time back. So it almost worked, but still a great night overall. I have nothing to be ashamed of, and looking back on it, there's nothing I can really feel like where I lost significant time that would have made the difference in the end. So came up short again, but the fact that I'm this close, to somebody who I was used to be very far away from, just like a season or two ago, is it's really encouraging.
Yeah, that is definitely a good news, and the fact that he's also your teammate. Hopefully you can glean a lot of results from him on what he's doing. I don't know if you ran any of the IIS races here, but the IIS races don't have caution, so if you probably ran like that pace in the IIS, you're probably getting the win here. But because of the cautions, it made things differently. Are you okay with the caution calls, or would you prefer your road course racing to be more according to iRacing rules rather than human steward rules? And this is just a question coming from me because I do the IIS races on Saturdays when those come up, and we don't see any cautions in those races, and your pace probably would have won that race, but the cautions here backed everything up.
Yeah, well, I mean, when the track gets blocked like that, I think that's the only fair thing to do.
Right.
One of the incidents that took out like half the field. I mean, it's a situation like that, you have to throw a yellow. Obviously, tonight, I was kind of banking that we wouldn't have yellows, especially not throughout that whole first stint there. So it just didn't quite work out for me in the strategy, but I'm still a fan of if the track is blocked, especially on a street circuit. I think the yellow is the smart move.
Sure.
I think when you get to the bigger road courses where there's a lot of runoff and so on, if the cars can get away and it's not affecting the racing, I think you could just keep it green.
Well, let's talk about the remainder of the season and your personal outlook. You are in the top 5 in points. In fact, you 3 of of the same team, your 2 other teammates are joining you in the top 4. It's you, Stanley, and Fody. So 3 of the Lake Norman squad are in the top 4. You have another road course race coming up. We know that you run the road courses pretty well. Then we got Indianapolis. You're in a good position to get a good qualifying spot for Indianapolis, and then we're going to wrap it up at Gateway, where if you're in contention, anything can happen. How you feel about this season, and now getting closer to the possibility of a first win in the series? How's it looking for that as well? You got to think that maybe a win's in the offering. If not, it definitely setting you up well for next season.
Yeah, I mean, these road course races are always an opportunity, and tonight was no different. Maybe my best opportunity so far. So I'm looking forward to next week. I think it'll be another strong showing. Obviously, Falkingham should be right up there again, and then Hunter Engrave as well. So there's a lot of quick guys on the road courses, so it's not going to be easy again. But I always have tried to finally get this one goal achieved in getting a first win. And I know with races like tonight, and the way the last few races have gone, where I've just been able to put more consistent results and be on the right strategy, if I can keep putting myself in good positions, one of these nights things will go my way. So as for the rest of the season, just continue to get the best result possible for each race. Obviously, the 500, everybody wants to win. I'm really glad that I got Stanley and Fody as my teammates. They are awesome guys to work with on the ovals, especially on ovals that I tend to struggle in. So I'm hoping to lean on them for advice and help and to get a good result there, and then hopefully just finish the season strong at Gateway, and then carry this momentum into next season.
All right. Well, congratulations on the P2 tonight. Again, we don't know. It's a matter of time before we talk to you in that P1 position. But a good run for you tonight. Looked like it might have been your night at one point, but the numbers just didn't work out that way. Brian Blauman coming home in second here. Any shout-outs, friends, family, sponsors, anyone you want to say hi to before we let you go?
Yeah, again, I'll shout out the Lake Norman guys. It's been such an awesome pleasure to work with them this whole season. And I just look forward to continuing to work with them the rest of the season and hopefully have more battles with some of the best, like Stanley tonight in the future. And hopefully one of these nights it'll come my way. So shout out to them. They've been awesome to run with.
All right, Brian Blauman, second tonight. His overall stat line now in his career now is tonight was his 43rd start. No wins yet, but 14 top 5s and 21 top 10s, so the numbers are good there. I suspect we'll see more of those numbers added to as well. Brian Blauman, P2 tonight. We'll see you in a week when we start the month of April for the Indy GP.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Have a great night.
That is Brian Blauman. Let's bring in Ethan Stanley. And before we do, once again, your driver of the race, Lewis?
I said John Steller is the driver.
John Steller. There he is, up 15 spots. There you see his stat line. And he's going to be your Luis Gonzalez Nunez driver of the race. Prime time, John Steller. That is prime time. So he typically gets the prime time when the lights are brightest there. And he came home in 8th, up 15 spots from where he started in the 23rd position. All right, let's bring in Ethan Stanley, who early in the race was blinking. So these replays are going to be interesting. But here is Ethan Stanley joining us in the booth. Now kind of classified as one of the all-time greats now of this series with his 10th career win, second win this season, and a big, just a huge gain in the points. It couldn't have gone any better for you, Ethan, tonight. You brought the championship battle from about a race and a half deficit to now under one race. You are now in contention for this championship coming into the stretch run here with your teammate Tyler, who had a difficult race and another bad race for Falkingham. Congratulations on the win. It definitely came up all Ethan today. You couldn't have been any more pleased on how this day unfolded.
Oh yeah, that was a stressful one at the end. Just a bunch of cautions at the start. Just one after another. We just kept saving, kept staying out. Eventually, I think we pit, around lap 33, 34. And then for me, it was just stick to the strategy. Fuel save all the way to the end. Blauman went the other way, 2 stopping. And it ended up super close. Those reds were really quick. Not as quick as I assumed they would be. And but I ended up running the primaries for the last 2 stints because I knew I had to go super long. And Blauman came out about 5 seconds behind me after his final stop, and then I really had to turn up the wick and try to stay ahead. He started eating into my gap. But yeah, that was just tough. A couple sketchy moments with lap cars and just really tough track.
How close were you on fuel there at the end? We saw, but I've seen before in like the IIS races again that 2 stoppers are hard to pull off, and typically the ones that I have seen pull it off just didn't have the pace to compete with the 3 stoppers. The cautions, I think, even that playing field a little bit today. But I mean, how close were you there at the end? And we know you didn't get a chance to use the button very much for push to pass, which normally is the clue to say that you're pretty tight on fuel. How tight was it there at the end? How much did you have in the tank?
Well, so I didn't touch the button at all during the race. I ended up turning up the wick with once he came out of the pits, so I guess like 15 to go or something. So I was in map 3 and then back down to map 2. I definitely could have saved probably another 3 to 4 laps, but at 0.7 coming across the line.
Oh, not too bad, not too bad. Well, now as everything kind of unfolded, you're now kind of in the middle of this points hunt, going to a race that you've won at before at the Indy GP, and then after that, you got yourself a good position for qualifying. You got an early spot in qualifying, which we always know for Indy 500 qualifying, you need to go early or late. But if you go in the middle in the heat of the day, you're lucky if you just get a spot. If you go early, you get a good spot. You go late, there's always the gamble of things not falling out in your favor. And we saw last year that you were a part-timer, so you had to kind of go late, and then it got you a bad starting position. But you still got a podium there, but you still had to recover all that during the race. Now you're looking at an opportunity where you go to a racetrack that you won the road course race at. You finished on the podium by starting deep in the field. But now you have an opportunity to get a better qualifying position and a better starting position for Indianapolis. You got to feel pretty good about these next couple of races. Even though one of the guys you're running down is your teammate, they got to be looking in the rearview mirror and it's like, oh, here comes Ethan.
Yeah, for the Indy GP, looking forward to that. I've won there the past 2 years, I think. Just really good track for me, one of my favorites on the service. And then for the 500, yeah, qualifying is definitely going to matter. I played strategy last year, and that ended up working. But starting up front would really help, especially if we get some cautions here and there. But yeah, looking forward to that. It's always a tough race. Never know where I'm going to be. Hopefully somewhere near the front. And yeah, just kind of clawed my way back into the championship hunt. Didn't really expect to. Makes you think what could have happened if I didn't screw up Silverstone so bad. But yeah, I'm pretty excited for the rest of the season.
Shout outs, friends, family, sponsors, of course. Blue Egg, one of the important sponsors of this league. It's on your car, and another win for them. Getting your 10th career win. That brings you now, you're one of only now 3 drivers to have more than 10 wins or 10 or more wins in the series. It's Adriano Pinero, all-time wins leader here in the series. Alex Van de Sant, multiple-time champion. And now you, with 10 wins now, 3rd all-time in the Elite Racing League. 2nd win this season. Congratulations, man. Shout them out. Go right ahead. You've earned it.
Yeah, as always, big shout out to Blue Egg Marketing. I've been with them for a real long time now. So they always get it done. Big shout out to JD Designs, painting all the cars I run throughout the week in Elite. Not just the Indy cars, also the stock cars and stuff. Yeah, big shout out to Lake Norman Motorsports. It's a tough night for a couple of them. I know Fody got in that accident, real unfortunate. But Blauman, P2, great result for him. He had pace all night. And Rexing, shout out to him, top 5.
Yeah.
Good result for him on a street course. And just big shout out to you guys up in the booth. You guys always put on a great show. Love watching all these back. And big shout out to I think Kale and I don't know who else we had as admins tonight. We had a couple fill-ins. And then just Chad and everybody that runs the league.
All right, well, a big win, a 10th career win, 2nd win this season. Gains a ton of points, now thoroughly in the championship hunt. Ethan Stanley going to a racetrack that he's done extremely well at in multiple configurations over the last couple of years. Things are looking all Ethan right now for the time being, as we are now in the stretch run to the end of the season. Congratulations, and we'll catch you when we get to the GP.
Yep, see you around, guys.
Lewis, if you're Ethan Stanley, you gotta feel really good about tonight and what's coming up on the schedule.
Yeah, sure. Actually, is if I have the elements to be strong and everything like Ethan Stanley is, I think it's my time, man. And mistakes about Daniel and unfortunately problems of Tyler 40 make Ethan Stanley be a 47 behind, and with 3 to go, man. And 4 to go. We let's count the Indy qualifying because it's give you points, and even it's 1 point, it could be way important to the end on the last race on the season. And like I said, every single point in these races counted everything, and Daniel's gonna really put a lot of heavy, it's not heavy, but aside the minus 20 points, because the incident happened in Long Beach, and also the incident happened in in Phoenix. That's why he have a minus 20 points. That's why the race control give you that point to him. So that's unfortunate for him, but it's good for us for making the championship alive.
Good for us, good for drama, but bad for Daniel Fockingham's heart. If he has a heart condition, we don't want to cause any heart attacks. I don't think he does, but anyways, yeah. So next up, Indy GP, the start of the month of our version of the month of May, the month of April. And the sprint is on to finish this season and this championship. There's no rest for us and for these drivers from here on out. It's Indy GP, then it's Indy qualifying, and we know how intense that session is. And if you want to qualify on the pole here at Indianapolis, not only do you need to make the Fast 12, but then you need to advance to the Fast 6. So you need to qualify for Indianapolis for the pole. You got to do 3 runs to do that. So that's how difficult it is to get to the pole here for the Indy 500 in the Elite Racing League. But we go to the Indy 500, which we already know that's a difficult day for all the drivers. It's probably the easiest person that gets that day is you, because you just show up and you get to talk about all this stuff. I have to do all the production and everything, and these drivers have to do all the driving. So it's a very hectic day for the Indy 500. And then finally, we kind of wrap it up with Championship Thursday at Worldwide Technology Raceway. But that it's all in the next 4 weeks. It's boom, 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 boom. It's there's no rest. It's left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, and it's go, 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 go. How are these drivers feeling, and what do you think? What do you think the next couple weeks look like outlook-wise? Again, I think Ethan Stanley's sitting pretty good right now, but it never hurts being higher in the standings, and that's exactly where Falkingham and Foti are going into the hardest and the most important part of the schedule.
Yeah, actually, Tyler Foti was very high at that point when the Adriano Piñero was around. Then Adriano Piñero takes the lead again, and then Tyler Foti takes the lead for 2 weeks, I think so, something like that. And then Adriano Piñero won the championship, and then they have the chance to be the champion because Adriano Piñero decided to retire. It's not retire, but he decided to walk away because real life problems, and he have the chance to be the champion in Mexico, to have a good result in Mexico, Michigan, and then Worldwide Technology Raceway, and he couldn't. And now he have the chance with 3 to go. You said that we're gonna be really, really busy. We started on April 7th with the Indy GP, with the Indy Light Series, and then we go for the April 9th on the 85 laps on the Presley Soda Indy GP. And then they have a practice, open practice on April 12th, April 13, 14, 15, and in 16, April 16, started the big deal, the qualifying, open day qualifying over there. And then they have a practice on 17, and then on 21, this is Tuesday 21, it's going to be the Freedom 100, and then thinking about it they have to think about it, on what is happening on the Indy 500 when this is a big deal. I think, well, you can win the championship, but win the Indy 500, I think is you're going to be on the stand forever, and your name is going to be over there, like it's happened with Chad Frankenfeld. I know Chad, we were talking about enough also too. They have a very bad result, but man, at least after many years, he finally won the championship, the Indy 500 actually. Something Adriano Piñero didn't. So he have so many championships over here, so many winners, but it's still missing that for him. So now you have a big chance for all these guys, especially for the Stanley, Falkingham, and Tyler Foti, which is gonna be the first time, for what I know. Danny Falkingham is gonna be in the Indy 500. Maybe he already did the Brickyard 400 for the Cup Series, but it's not the same thing. So it's gonna be different thing with different feelings. Hot track, like I always happen, but first of all, they need to pass the test on the qualifying day. So it's gonna be there. See you next Tuesday from Indianapolis for the Indy Lights, and see you on next Thursday for the Indy 500, Indy GP on here in URL.
Here is, and I will now put it on the screen. I got to resize it, but here is the month at the Speedway schedule. Hopefully you can see that he was talking about. I got that image that I'll put into the overlay
Nice.
here, so everyone can see that. That is
That is the same one.
Yeah, that is the same one, and I will put the tweet to it, or the tweet in X. I think I can do this now. Right here.
I think I found it that one. I found that one in the Presley Soda something, and then ARL and tweet.
Yeah.
Retweet.
So there's the tweet for it on X, and you can view it there. Put it in the chat for you. But that is the upcoming month of April versus the month of May for the real drivers. Our month of April here coming up at the Speedway, the virtual Speedway. Let's get that off. Okay, well, that is going to do it here for us here tonight. Let's get on out of here, give everyone back their Thursday nights. And, man, I can't believe it. We're getting ready to start the weekend. We got Easter coming up, so everybody, I hope you have a joyous Easter. If you don't celebrate, just have a good time with your family. Have a good time this weekend. Enjoy it. Spring's starting to come here. Grass is turning green. Weather's starting to become better. I mean, hey, and in real world IndyCar racing, we're a month away here from the real month of May. I mean, things can't get any better other than being in the month of May. So that's going to do it here for tonight. Once again, your podium here for the inaugural running of the new track record Grand Prix, new track record podcast Grand Prix of St. Petersburg is Ethan Stanley, career win number 10, second win this season, and now third place in the points. Look out, everybody. Brian Blauman tying best career finish in second, and Hunter Ingrave, another podium finish for Hunter Ingrave. So again, I expect we'll see a first-time win for Brian, and I think we're going to see another win for Hunter at some point to add to his win total. He has to add to his win a season ago at Road America. So that is our podium. Stanley Blauman and Hunter Ingrave. Join us again next week as the championship campaign moves to our fourth and final road course of the season to begin our month of April with the 6th annual PresleySora.com Grand Prix of Indianapolis. Coverage begins around 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time right here on the Elite Racing Network. And again, that's 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time. And you can find everything right here at YouTube.com. Just keyword search Elite Racing Network. Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm game is not easy, so please help support ERN with the weekly grind. Leave a comment below. Let us know what you thought of tonight's racing. If you enjoyed tonight's coverage, support us by smashing like in the video. If you're new, click subscribe, and while you're at it, hit the bell for weekly reminders so to miss out on more of ERN's other iRacing programming, including the Tankside GT Truck Series, which runs Sundays at 8:30, the Racecraft Grand National Series, which runs Monday at 7:30. But if you have an itch for more IndyCar racing, then check out P1's broadcasting open wheel road racing Monday night doubleheader, with the official iRacing IndyCar Open Series running at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, followed by the official iRacing Indy Next Road Series at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Racing, no matter how you like it, can be found right here, either on the Elite Racing Network or over on P1. Tonight's inaugural running of the Grand Prix of St. Petersburg is sponsored by the New Track Record Podcast. Join hosts Caleb Hatch and Justin Kinney every week as they bring you the latest IndyCar news and rumors from race-by-race breakdowns. I'd love to see them do a race-by-race breakdown of this one. I'm sure they would have a fun time with it. To the hottest off-season rumors, like where's Joseph Newgarden going to be racing in the future? It's going to be a question. This is a place to keep you in the know. Listen and learn more on all major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Links in the description. The Elite Racing League's IndyCar Championship naming rights are paid for by P1 Broadcast. P1 is an esports broadcaster specializing in online sim racing on the iRacing platform. P1 is a proud supporter of the Elite Racing League's IndyCar US 500 and Triple Crown Challenge. To learn more about P1 or request a quote for your iRacing League, check out their social media links. P1 can be found on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, X, and Linktree. You find all the links you need in the description of today's broadcast. A special thank you to the Elite Racing League's premier sponsors, Blue Egg Marketing, who won today's race, Worldwide Technology Raceway, Lucas Oil School of Racing that sponsors the Indy 500 coming up, and Tom Bolin Ford. Don't spin your wheels. Accelerate success with Blue Egg, fueling small businesses to win big, and they won big today. Worldwide Technology Raceway is a premier motorsports facility located in Madison, Illinois, just minutes from downtown St. Louis in the iconic Gateway Arch. To learn more about Worldwide Technology Raceway or to buy tickets for their marquee events, especially the IndyCar race coming up later this season, go to their webpage. Link is in the description. Lucas Oil School of Racing is dedicated to developing the next generation of open-wheel drivers through professional instruction, real race cars, and real on-track experience. And Tom Bolin Ford is your trusted Ford dealership who offers extensive new and pre-owned inventory, as well as lease specials, finance options, and expert auto service. To learn more about all these premier partners, click on their links in the description. For business inquiries, to learn more about the Elite Racing League and what we do, subscribe on YouTube. Like us on Facebook. You can follow us on X and Instagram. So, for Luis Gonzalez Nunez, everyone here at the Elite Racing Network and the Elite Racing League on at P1, I'm Gary Gatto saying all good night and thanks for watching. And to all of our men and women serving in the military and as first responders, and especially the astronauts, Godspeed to all them on the way to the moon, and all those servicemen that are in action in the sea, in the Middle East, or in the air at the Middle East. Godspeed, God bless, and please everybody come home safe. Have a happy Easter. Catch us all again next week as we start the month of April in Indianapolis for the next race of the Elite Racing League's P1 IndyCar Championship. Good night.